welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Do I need to speak a little quietly today?
No.
Do I need to,
No.
to just be a little more softer with the voice? Welcome to the EST Hangout. It is the Hangover edition. Thanks to everyone for tuning in on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio. For those watching on YouTube as well in the future, for those that, crap.
What happened?
Oh, the audio stream's not up just yet. I think I clicked something wrong there.
Uh-oh.
We should be up on the audio
There we
stream
go.
momentarily. There.
Hello.
Now we're going to be up on the audio stream, so apologies to those. Matt Iwanek, Tom Gazzola, Lieutenant Eric with you here. Dustin's 15 minutes away, so he's late. And YouTube Trev's on his way, so he's late. Congratulations, boys. We said we'd start at 9 o'clock, and instead of 6 o'clock like you usually do, and you still couldn't make it on time. Congratulations. Dusty, moving forward, EST stat day for the rest of the day. The day after, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
What a night.
Or you go home at 7, like I did, or 7:30, and then you get a full night of rest.
9:30.
Hey, whatever.
The early night,
Yeah.
that's the day drinking. What makes the day drinking?
Exactly. Then you can wake up. It's all good.
What a night.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yes, it was a night. That was a lot of fun.
Well,
we did
well
something.
job.
We did something.
And I'd like to take this,
Please
as you
do.
say, well
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
This gentleman right here, sitting here, in the morning, showered, chipper, setting everything up.
Yeah.
And I know you got an SD yesterday, and I know you won your sauerkraut as well. But I would like to award you, and you can add this to your trophy wall, for all the good work and the hard work and the preparation that was done for last night.
Wow.
These beans are for you, Maddie.
Tomato sauce.
You
and-
use them as
and
you
pork.
you can put them in a chili, or you don't have to, but you can add it to your trophy wall.
That is beautiful.
Well done. Well done.
I'm connected via Bluetooth. That's why I'm not hearing anything. Sorry, I was just trying to go.
Did that presentation for naught?
So-
Do we have to do it again?
No.
it was
It was my phone wasn't playing any audio on like the actual phone. I wanted to give just a quick audio test.
Oh, I see. Well, we're
and
all
it wasn't playing, so I was like, "Are we out?" But thank you very much.
well deserved.
Who was it? I apologize to whoever it was, but somebody did bring me Stag's chili with beans
I love that.
last week, and I just want to clarify that it says with beans because chili's not supposed to have beans, so you have to clarify it's with beans. So this will go with the sauerkraut and that. My controversy of the year, SD, and walkout of the year.
Got to craft you a shelf in there.
I'm
Yeah.
building.
You're gonna have
I never had one when I was growing up.
1 year and you got
I
3
never earned
trophies
things,
already.
but I got the golf tournament,
That
the
too, yeah.
Franco's 37th annual.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got the Tapco Championship still.
Yeah,
Might have a
office
junior
is
this
full.
year too. You might have a good. I mean, hey,
You evil genius.
We shall
Figure
find
for you.
out.
Big
We
player.
shall find out.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for all of you guys. Big Maple, thank you, Jay, for jumping in and letting us know. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the two of you for being here today.
Yeah.
But also for the night, for being there. But a big thank you to all the nasties that showed up. That was at the end, they quickly took on stage. I forgot to do it earlier. Just get a picture of everyone standing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's. I'm pretty surprised by that. We had
Amazing.
like that lower bowl pretty much full.
It was tingly, right? Like it was a tingly. I don't know. Did you get to peek behind the curtain to what he was doing last night? I walked past for one
did.
brief second. He'd appear and then he'd disappear
Yes.
behind the thing, and it was quite the scene.
You and I sat together.
Yep.
I was enjoying the program, but what I was enjoying a little bit more was you getting a kick out of watching Maddie pop out from the curtain. And every time he would, Eric would take his cane and point and start laughing. And he would grab me and be like, look at Maddie.
He'd be hacked with
I'm
you,
like,
and the
"Yes."
curtain was so good that you just kind of like disappear. Like it was just like seamless.
Rick-
Well, and it's like because I had a clicker. For whatever
Yeah.
my computer did not work where I was.
Oh.
I would plug it in. We did it back-to-back days, and it wouldn't show up on the screen. So, but then yesterday, like the guy, he plugged in his computer, and it was working. But my computer, for some reason, didn't want to work there. So it was at the very back, out of range. So I had a clicker.
Yeah.
And the clicker wouldn't work behind the curtain type thing. So I had to like come around a
That
little bit
explains
just to
it.
click
Yeah.
it.
You made me take this photo.
It just looks so good.
It's Bruce
And then he
Simpson.
disappeared.
And then you popped out and you started laughing. You're like, take a picture.
It's like
I'm
a Wizard of
okay.
Oz type of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
No,
You
that
were
was just
great.
for the clicker. I had to get there and then
I loved it.
see certain things so I could fade a little bit of the music and things like that.
That was
so
so fun.
I will start off and say apologies to anyone who did not show up at the ESTYs. I did plug in an attempt to record it.
Did it work?
I forgot one important thing when I did the whole setup.
What?
I didn't put the power adapter, actually plug it into the computer.
Oh.
So when I came up
All the stuff he's
afterwards,
doing.
All the
came
things.
up afterwards and looked, I was ready because I didn't know how it was going to go anyways because we had a microphone like pointed at the speaker and a camera off stage. And all of a sudden the screen was black and I look and I'm like, I forgot to plug in the power. And I knew I had it. It was right there. I just had to pick it up and plug it in.
That's okay.
So there will not be a chance to watch the entire ESTYs.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to me. Apologies.
Yeah, almost nailed it.
Well,
We will have...
Give me those beans back.
We do have video that we will put together something at some point
Yes.
and throw that out there.
Yes.
But also in the end, now this doesn't work for people that were out of town necessarily. Although Jonty came from Victoria.
Amazing
Yeah.
to meet Jonty. So good to meet Jonty.
But it's
You
the
gotta show
FOMO
up.
again. Exactly.
You gotta show up.
have to be there.
You got to show up, and that's one of the reasons. Like the live stream, I don't want to do this ever with a live stream unless I sell out the Metro. If we sell
like
out
that.
500 seats, you want to know something?
Just the lower bowl.
If we
You
did
lift the
400
blackout.
seats,
Lift the
if I
blackout.
could lift up, open the upper bowl.
Yeah.
If we do that,
then you lift the blackout.
then I
That's
can lift the
simple.
blackout.
Yeah.
What a venue, by the way. I had not been there since I was
Right?
like 8 or 9 years
Yeah.
old. It was perfect. And it was, everybody looked so good. Everybody,
Marquee was up.
Marquee was up. Everybody, the vibe was fantastic. And the best part was, like we went to Hudson's and there were a few like regulars at Hudson's and they're like, what is this? Like, what is, I'm like, oh, it's the most ridiculous but best awards show ever. And they're like, can you please explain this? And I did. And they're like, wow, that actually sounds like fun. And we're like, yes, it was so much fun. And then it was also good to press the flesh with so many nasties. Good to see Jocelyn and Jay. They had the matching tux and dress.
They were looking
going.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah. Mary and Dave, who presented, they look fantastic.
Thank you for the cane.
Yes.
I do have it still.
Everybody looked so good. John T coming in from Victoria. What a nice guy. And just the other thing that like stood out to me was everybody said it's like a sense of community, which is crazy. Like
A lot
I
of
guess
people
we-
maybe haven't met, and that was
Yeah.
maybe the first time for a lot of them. A lot of them it was kind of a get together.
Yeah.
But you could still, everywhere you looked, like you turn your head.
Yeah.
And not just us, but listeners, viewers, whomever, even my wife,
Yeah.
you turn around and you start talking to somebody. You couldn't, we were talking about how much talking was done.
And it's like,
Couldn't
oh,
escape it.
you're so-and-so. Oh, I'm so-and-so. And then boom.
Yeah.
The conversation.
Everyone's connected by
Yeah.
something.
Can I give a shout out to your wife and Jess Jackson from the Bear, who looked demure in the old school glam
Yes.
with the fur coats. Everybody looked so good. That was the best part.
And for driving me home and being my chaperones. I
they got your
I owe
back.
both of you one.
That was-
Even though I was denying the ride and saying, no, it's fine.
It was so fun. So fun. What else? Like the champagne on stage after. Who gave the champagne? Was that Dash?
There was champagne.
There was champagne. There was a champagne shower.
Shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dusty,
You
came
were
up
part of
and
it.
You got all of it.
You got to fill me in.
You got all of it.
You
Like
were-
Dusty shot you, and like no one else was catching it because like you blocked it all.
Like champagne, like the
Yeah,
extra
at the very end of the
champagne?
night, he grabbed the bottle and he started shaking up and spraying, and like
great.
you were just like stood there to like take it in.
Really?
And he just drilled you with it, and no one else got
Really?
it. Oh yeah.
It was. And then like Joaquin apparently caught you, or like
Yes.
As you're walking
Yeah.
up, as you're
Yeah.
walking up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gager
Yeah.
had you,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's
You almost-
good.
Actually,
He carried me when I.
he's got you, boo.
There's one set of footprints in the sand.
well, I'll also big thanks to everyone who helped to teeth. One, get in and out of the
Amazing.
venue.
That was awesome.
Because there is a way to get in for people in wheelchairs, but it's not like you can't be in the lobby and stuff. So everyone that was able to move him in and out.
Yeah.
But also then getting him on stage when he won the award for most committed AM nasty.
was
Thank you to all
amazing.
the people that lifted him up, got him on the stage, and lifted him down. I had wireless mic. I was ready to go run and like I guess like we'll have to go run this to him. But then everyone's there picking him up. I was like, okay, we're doing this. And it was perfect.
it gives me hope that he can visit EST HQ one of these days.
Yeah.
I know it's 2 flights here, but we'll
He
get
gave,
the Russian boys to. Give him a lift.
They're strong
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
They're strong boys. Lots of borscht there.
Well, Fergie was in there.
Yeah.
I was
He was
stunned.
lifted?
Fergie got
Yes,
his name.
where's all the
No.
other younger guys?
No.
Get in there. Help out the guy.
Well, like you and I were there, and like 6 people went. I'm like,
I was just pointing with my cane. Yeah, you don't need me. But
Yeah.
how about Fergie too? Speaking of looking fly, that suit,
Great
holy
suit.
heck,
Dick Tracy.
Great
Yeah.
job with the
Fantastic.
bagpipes
Yeah,
to open
yeah.
up the show.
Everybody knew.
just
As soon as
fits.
he started
Everyone
getting
knew.
bagpipes.
He started before I even told him to start. I still was in the lobby just doing some things, and he went, and I was like, perfect, thank you.
Those
So then I was
military
able to-
RCMP guys, they don't mess around when it comes
Well,
to
that's-
0700 or
timing is-
You
1900.
tell them a time,
Yeah.
they know the time.
Yeah.
Props to the camera guy as well. I think he was pretty patient, but giving everybody like
Yes.
step to the left a bit, boom, damn.
Oh, for photos?
Yeah, next, like he was pretty
Well, we've got most of them.
already.
I've got
That's
some emails.
sweet.
I haven't
That's-
gone through, but
Shout out to Andy Devlin.
we're supposed to. I've got part 1 for this.
And
I haven't got part 2 yet. No, he sent part 1 yesterday. And then
That was-
Brent, who was doing the filming,
yes.
he comes up to me at the end of the night. He's like, I could give you these 2 SD cards right now, or I could just like send it to you later. I was like, please send it to me later. I do not need these little SD
Yeah.
cards in my hand. All of a sudden lose them and go, oops.
First you're going to plug in the power, then you're going to use the.
That would have been so. He said he'd be able to do it like today. I was like, take a little bit of your time. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, which one came first?
Trev.
Hey.
Trav.
All right.
Trav showed up before Dusty.
Yeah, Andy Devlin, thank you from the Oilers, and that was Tim, his assistant, that was the man on the scene, boots on the ground, and super patient.
Very pro, yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. So huge thank you. If you don't know, Andy Devlin and Tim are the photogs for the Edmonton Oilers.
I forgot about this. How much of this tux did Dusty wear yesterday?
Vest and bow tie, I think.
That's
He
it.
and I were
Because
talking,
Ernie went, "How was the $100 tux?" And I didn't even notice how Dusty looked. Like Dusty looked pretty good. So,
Yeah.
how much of that was the tux?
I think we were talking about this. The vest and the bow tie were basically good to go. But the jacket, because of like it was frumpy, he said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and his
then the-
folks are here, and Tammy
Yeah.
saw it. Like, there's no way he's leaving to go to a show like that. And speaking of which, the whole Nielsen family front row.
Yeah.
Marshall, the Muzz.
Great job by
Done
them.
it well.
Daddy.
Tammy was looking great.
Nasty Nana.
They showed up in their limo who had to make this. I was outside with my brother and sister-in-law. Thank you to Mike and Leanne for coming. But he had to make this crazy turn through like a parking lot. And I think Brent got it on video.
No.
So hopefully he sends that part of it. But it was just like this ridiculous turn that happened there. So, yeah. We'll have to go through all the award winners because I don't think anyone posted anything. We had no social media presence in terms of that. Pick a spot. You know
what?
take that chair. You can take
Rookie
this
of the year
chair.
in the house,
There
though.
Rookie
Rookie
of the year. YouTube Trev.
Want some beans?
Some beans.
Yeah, make
Pass
Dusty
around.
grab that one. I was awarded some tomato sauce and pork beans.
Who gave you the beans?
Lieutenant,
I got tons. It's okay.
how are you feeling?
I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
You look great, though.
Sorry, it's like I guess I could probably.
Oh, keep those on. Keep those on.
You're rookie
Yeah.
of the year,
It is
man.
the Hangover edition of the Hangout, so
Yeah.
you are all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good. It was a great night. Oh, it was unbelievable. Actually, I can't get over how much fun I had. I did get a little emotional. I don't know where that came from. But
It's an emotional night, man.
Beautiful.
yeah, I don't know.
Slide over a bit just so we can get you
I've
in this
never
camera.
done
a
that
little better.
before, and I was like rehearsing, and I'm like laughing and all that, but then I'm up there and I'm like, whoa. So it was interesting, but yeah, I had so much fun from everything. Oh my gosh, there's so many people I wanted to thank. I didn't even think like all of you guys. Like I meant to, but you guys have just.
I wrote it down in my book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but like, just what an unbelievable night, and all the nasties I forgot to thank as well. Like, when I moved here, I had no friends, and like, they're all my friends. It seems like you guys are all my friends, so it was an unbelievable night, and I'm forever grateful. I really am.
I don't know why Hope was so concerned. You said like about your dress and everything. You guys are both looking mint.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean,
yeah, I didn't know. I was
That's a
like,
nine.
I don't know if this is good, but yeah,
heck.
she was like, no, yeah, look, yeah, okay, that means a lot.
great.
Thank
You
you.
guys
10
look
out of
great.
10. 10
Everyone
out of
looked
10.
great.
Yeah, it was actually.
It was a solid night. You
Yeah.
had the 60
Unbelievable.
shirt.
Yeah.
Kelvin did too.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
had one of those with a nice jacket over top. But everyone looked really sharp last night. So
Yes.
What a amazingly ridiculous, awesome thing Seriously.
Yeah. I think it was way better than. What about you? Did you get into it? Like, did that go as smooth as you thought?
Well-
Like, it was perfect, Matty. You crushed it.
Power cord.
Yeah.
Somebody
didn't
We'll
record
remember it.
I didn't record the night because I
Of all
forgot to
the
put the
things.
power
He
cord
did
in the
everything.
computer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
That's okay.
So now that's gonna be my World Cup moment. If Dave Jamieson was here, he'd bring up my World Cup moment.
Oh, yes.
Tech wise, no, everything went like as perfect as I could have almost hoped for. We got the program ran, the audio ran behind the program. I was able to play a little bit of music. That was all the big concern, and we had a videographer there to record the night. And in the end, all the presenters showed up, and for I think the only thing, so Dr. J ran late. So he couldn't be up there to accept the A&W jingle.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And Rip City didn't show up.
I know.
didn't know.
He's working or
Yeah.
something.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was glad that he prepared with VR Montenegro, who came
So
up with the
good.
acceptance speeds.
Yes.
That was very
You guys
good.
know suspenders. I gave him a little.
As Matt and his wife from Paris Jewelers came up on stage, Chow, I even said, I'm like, I don't know if he's here. So like,
They were
'cause I
great.
didn't see, and then they presented, and then I was looking, and then seeing VR like start running, I was like, hey, perfect, we've
Yeah.
got that. But every award has someone accepting it in some way, shape, or form, whether
Yes.
it's by video or
Yeah.
by on stage. Every presenter was there, so like that part, it was like perfect. And thank you to Bones, because there's one point I was like, I might be short a presenter, and he's like, I'll do whatever. I was like,
Not avoid Bones.
I have it all pre-recorded. The voice of God won't say your name, but if no one shows up, you come running up. And he's like, I got you. And we didn't need to do that. But also, thank you. You guys know who the voice of God was? Well, I don't think you
No,
know.
I
No.
didn't.
You
Who
didn't
was
pick up
that?
on who that was?
No.
It'd be tough to pick up on as I was
I don't.
listening.
It just said
he
she
put
didn't
on a bit
realize
of
it
a
right away.
Yeah.
Do you know who it was? Then?
Oh yeah.
It was Yukon Jack.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Right,
voice,
eh?
the voice that came over to introduce everyone was Yukon Jack.
The
So
big
thank you
yeah.
to-
Done.
Thank you to Yuke for.
Thank you, Yuke.
for throwing those my way.
It was beautiful.
Awesome.
We had an issue with so he did it he sent it to me Monday, and when I was dealing with it that night, half of it was missing. He recorded, but half of it didn't fly. So then yesterday morning, he sent me it again. I'm like, it's still not there, dude. So we had to revoice it. So yesterday at noon, like the program wasn't done as of noon yesterday.
Really?
So I had to go and add all of that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got that done, which was great. But that was the last little bit that I was waiting for, and it wasn't until noon yesterday till that program was almost completely done.
Well done,
And then I also
Yuke.
have to give a shout out to Tommy here. I did my best to not let anyone know any of the winners. And so we had 3 video acceptance winners. Luke Gazdick, thank you to Luke for sending one in.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Strudwick, thank you to Struddy for sending one in. And then Jonathan Torrance. And I messaged him on Twitter, and he didn't get back to me for a couple days.
Brat.
And then so I asked you yesterday, I'm like, I'm going to spoil something, but can you ask him? And you did, and he got one, and he apologized to me today. He messaged me on DMs,
He's
and he
the
just
best.
completely forgot. He sent in the video message too, though. So we had 3 video acceptances.
That's so
yesterday,
good.
Which
And
was
they were all so great.
actually 4 video acceptances.
Those were they were like a great touch because like
Yeah.
people were asking, they're like, oh, but like some of the people that might win aren't here, and I was like, I think we have a plan for them. Just hang tight. And sure enough,
Mixes
the
it
video
up a bit
messages-
too.
It was great.
I think every award needs a bit of a video or somebody
Yeah.
accepting it. Like
So good.
kind of different.
To Stampeder in Calgary. No one got played off. There was a couple moments I could have, but they were a little too emotional. That's like, wow, now this is the John Oliver situation from the Emmys. I'm going to look like a dick. And the night actually moved quicker than I was expecting.
Yeah, right.
Look who finally showed up.
Thank you.
That's your S.
Thank you.
This is Zacticums. My parents had them both.
It scared me when we came
Try
back.
sitting on that chair and slide
Yeah,
in a bit.
bring it in a bit.
I think this is going to work. I hope it's going to work.
There we go.
Would you like to sit here, Dusty?
No, I'm fine right here, buddy.
Oh, okay, perfect. We're good enough
This
there.
will be good.
Thank you for showing up. So
you know,
EST stat day for the full day now moving
full
forward?
transparency. I thought this was going to be like a pop in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't here.
Oh, sure.
I was gonna pop
Excuses.
in later.
Excuses.
Anyway,
You pop in.
What?
No, it's like the no morning show is going to be here.
night.
We're all going to instead come on the Hangout.
Yeah.
well, here we are.
That's what it was.
Very disappointed you didn't record the night.
You heard about this?
Yeah.
You heard-
No.
Listen the
I
whole way
did
in.
record it. The computer just died.
Yeah, tough one. No,
the file is corrupted. I have a file
file
that
is
is a gigabyte.
corrupted.
It recorded about a gigabyte, but the file is corrupted, so I can't even see how it would have went.
I thought you guys were. I thought you were correct in saying that you got to be there.
No, you will exactly.
He's got to go.
gotta
So
be
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
But
sliding to the trust seat.
but that was kind of.
And if you sell
that's
out,
what Matty
you lift
was
the
saying.
blackouts,
Like next
the
year,
CFL games.
if say we sell out the lower portion without the balcony,
Then you can.
which
then-
is 300 tickets.
yeah. And
If
it was
I get to past 300,
pretty full yesterday. Like there were spots where there was room, but for the most part, I think we had close to 200 for
well,
sure.
we had some people not show up. I know that, and that's always going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the lead up.
Yeah.
But no, I would say we had over 200 people there yesterday.
And I think we treated the place pretty revered. Like the theater was probably happy with. Like we were all on our.
I don't think they would have sold that
Anything
much
happened.
liquor on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I think Metro is going to be pretty happy with
They'll
the
have us
bottom
back.
line from
Yep.
that night. From one, the rental, and to number
Absolute.
two, the alcohol sales that
Yeah.
they received yesterday. As I was cleaning up, walking out with the stuff there was a lot of empty cans
Yep.
in those seats.
Decent Tuesday for the Metro.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it was. I don't know, man. I was just so impressed with everything. Matty, you nailed it, buddy. Like, it was. It was unreal.
It was crazy.
Like it was a really fun night. Sorry, Trev, I took your seat. So you might want to be by the door over there. Yeah, it was like we can get to some of the winners.
We'll
That'll
have
probably
to.
take us through some of that speech. Like we'll remember things as
Yes.
we get through the winners. But yeah, what an I was blown away.
Did you
I
talk
was
to
absolutely blown away.
Did you talk to any of like the randoms that were regulars at Hudson's? They're like, what the
One
hell
guy,
is
he was
this?
sitting at the bar. He
Yeah.
was like, what is- and I went downstairs to take a leak at one point. And the guy was like, "So what's going on with this?"
Yeah.
I was just like, "Well, we're an online sports station in town, and we had an awards tonight." But a lot of people came to Hudson's after.
It was great.
Yeah. I think Hudson's probably happy for that Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you to Connor and the crew, Borley, over at Hudson's because they stepped up, right? Like did they offer, or how did we come?
We reached out to them.
You reached out to
and
them.
they're
It's
like-
just down the
Are
street,
you gonna
right?
be
So
okay if like a bunch of us show up?
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to be like, one, we don't want to show up and then I'm ready to close or something. 'cause,
Right.
Like it's a quiet night or whatever. Two, we also don't want them to be like, why is there all of a sudden like 50 people here? We're not ready for this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give them the heads up. So we did. They were like, yeah. No, that's no
Anybody
problem.
do the walk or anything that you saw?
I have
or
no idea. I
saw-
drove home.
I took an Uber.
To Hudson, yeah.
Yeah.
Davin and Tyler took limes over.
Did they? They went on the limes?
From the Garno
Very
over to
nice.
the Hudson's location.
Very
It was
demure.
great. Very demure, Eric. Yes.
Can you talk a little on mic so I can test it to make sure it's working? Okay, perfect. I'll just see if that comes through.
That's the rookie of the year.
Yeah, I drove home to drop off equipment, then I changed, which was great.
Yeah. I
was the only
saw
one
you
that
on Jay
Hudson's
Mill's
changed.
shoulders there or something like that in that
was
video.
awesome.
I was gonna say you were on Jay Mills' shoulders.
Yeah, at the
Oh my goodness.
at Hudson's last night, we had Matty up on shoulders.
Good, yeah,
He
it's
carried
good.
it around.
Did you see the
quickly
gift
said
that he
this.
got?
It was-
Add to the
I
trophy wall?
heard that on the
Yeah.
way in. Yeah, that was phenomenal. Was there any awards that surprised you guys last night? Was there anything that you're like, wow? Because I have one. That I'm-
Strutty, I guess, because he only made the one appearance.
Yeah, but Strutty's Strutty.
Strutty is, he's an angel,
he gets
right?
Strutty's a legend.
Yeah,
So
and he sent that video message in.
it was. I'm a winner.
Yeah. He's like, I'll remember this until
Yeah.
3:45 on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll have to get into the live musical performances we had last night too.
That was fantastic.
But you know, one that kind of surprised me a little bit, but I was very happy that he won. I thought the Dallas from Nelson Oilers song was going to
Yeah.
win Song of the Year.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that Jonty, not just because Jonty was there, but simply because like Jonty, that's just like an original.
Yeah.
That only we play. Like the Dallas from Nelson. I mean, he crushed it so many. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of fitting that the song that opens our show ended up winning.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, it's just so well done. The 6 o'clocker check-in.
Captured everything.
Yeah. So I was a little surprised, but that's what I was pulling
Well-deserved,
for. I was
yeah,
like, yes,
kinda.
let's go. So that one surprised. But I liked not knowing any of the winners or anything. And
Yeah.
Matty, you know how we talk about like Dave Jameson when he's at like Commonwealth and working with the double E, like that's his element. Your element, was last
Popping
night
in and out of that
with
curtain was
the
great.
the clicker, and like coming out and then sliding back in. You were like, that's where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Like if you came to me this afternoon, it was like, Dusty, the Garneaus hired me to run award shows. I'd be like, go, man, go.
You've recognized your calling.
That's where you belong.
Yeah, you're a great broadcaster, but you're even better at running events.
It was extremely well done.
He was so good too. Like when I think there's 2 moments where you were recognized and people were like, "Get out here, get out." I think Dusty did one, and then someone else. And the way Rick came out, and the way you came out. You just you with the clicker and you did like this like side wave and then you quickly went back to behind the curtain.
Slides in.
There's a lot going on back there. There's a lot of things I had to get to. And, so I didn't want to leave it for too long.
Well done.
Your acceptance speech was beautiful. The video.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was well done, buddy.
I have to give credit to Lucas. He kind of gave me that idea.
Very
He
unique.
said I should remember that speech and get that music, but instead I just
took
did
that.
it. So it was the Homer Simpson episode with the sanitation engineer, and then they reinstate Ray Patterson, and he comes out and he says, "You're all screwed," and that's what I did because I won
music's
controversy of the
great.
year. So
as you should.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have.
Yeah, you should have.
No, I
Rip
will
off
say
that
this actually.
Remax.
Okay, I will say this when it came to the voting. Prior to the committee, it was tight. It was all really close, but it wasn't the number one controversy of the 4 finalists going into
the committee.
Going into the committee.
What was the number one controversy?
It was you and Suits.
It was.
Beef jerky was actually 2. It was all
Wow.
tight. It was as points separating them all.
Wow.
But it was a 3-way race right there, and the committee ultimately put the other one on top.
Hey, trust the committee.
Trust the committee.
The Academy.
But I'll just say the nasties didn't have me there fully, so I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I don't
Video
care.
evidence.
It's justice for these guys who were involved in the
I'll go do it
race.
next year.
And,
I will,
and
I've already
Zach to
said
come-
I will go win it again.
Not if it's done properly.
Fair.
I'm
Right.
still gonna
Fair.
go win
No
it
chance.
again. I'm not worried.
The rip-off at Remax had to win that,
Yeah.
and it did. Now, with that being said,
When I win it next year, it's not gonna be the ripoff anymore.
I was in constant contact with my best friend, Glenn Suter. And I said, if we win controversy of the year, I'm FaceTiming you on the stage. And he's like, I'm in.
Really?
I'm ready to go. Oh, yeah.
Standing by, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
happened. We're
wouldn't
best
have
buddies,
happened.
right? Like, what's that?
I would have already got a video acceptance from him.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I was planning everything. So you would have come up. I would have also had a video.
Yeah.
But then you could have FaceTimed him live.
That's
I
two
guess.
two real good buddies there. It would have been, but it's good to know that's put to bed now. Suits and I are best friends, and we don't need to discuss it anymore.
I want Suits in-house front row next year.
Well,
Now that would be good.
That would be amazing.
That would be good.
Right?
Yes. All right, gonna wait through some of these. You
We could go through the awards. I think
Yeah.
Trev's mic's still not fully working.
Hello.
I will get it going right away here. Say something.
If not, Trev can just go lay down.
yeah, I think it's weekend at Bernie's over here too.
It's coming through completely. So now, let me just. Oh, I think I might know what the issue is on that one. Actually, I know how to change that.
This guy, eh? What a wizard.
Okay.
No, I
for the
realized
power
the
cord.
mistake.
Did you plug it in?
Amishman
Yeah,
19
I
in
know
the
exactly how
chat
to fix this quickly.
says justice for the ripoff,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Matt,
Not if I have anything to say about it, you won't win.
Bones wants to know if you got a kiss at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah, I had a few kisses.
Oh, there we go. So
Get a few-
Maddie's
few
making
kisses.
a switch here right on the
We got it figured out.
right on the air. I guess the cork. The cork from the wine bottle that
Yeah.
blue guy opened, or the
Yeah.
champagne bottle, hit Renee in the crowd.
No.
Yeah, can fly it out.
With force?
Hit Renee.
No.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, she's tough.
She's fine. I was just passing it along.
so what happened with the champagne? You spraying it or something? Or?
He does not remember the champagne.
Yeah, no, I
remember the
we
awards
cracked
and
open
then
the
I woke up
bottle
in bed and
and
You were.
I went to take a drink,
Yeah.
totally screwed up, everywhere.
Yeah, why did
thought
he?
you puked.
I thought you threw up too. I was like, what's going on?
No. I just I took one little sip and all of it came up. So I didn't puke.
Yeah, but
I went
you
to take
bent over.
a drink of the bottle, and it just was all over the place.
And then you sprayed.
And then I shook it up
basically
and
just
sprayed it.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
got
and I
only-
think it just crushed LTE.
Really?
And then
I'm not, like,
yeah,
He had
I
no
would have
idea.
never guessed.
yeah, no, it was it was a phenomenal night.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you for everybody who's listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com today. We had 2 amazing musical performances last night.
Yes.
Fergie's bagpipes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fergie. I'm surprised Fergie's not here today with his bagpipes.
They're so loud. It's amazing.
But Tube Socks Boy celebrating his birthday.
Jackson
Good
job.
comes up,
Talented
Well
guy,
done.
hey?
plays the Nasty Bash song on acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And then maybe the highlight of the night for me. We can talk about highlights of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
But Josh Clawson and Zacticum, aka Rapticum, not only squashing their beef, but putting on an incredible live rap performance. And Clawson is a stud. we Clawson
the game, yeah.
Clawson did exactly what I expected him to do.
So good.
Zacticum killed it. Like, I said to him after, I said, how did you nail it that well? He goes, a lot of practice in my basement, Dusty.
Nice.
But he killed it. And I told him, I said, we got to get that track to play on the show.
Had the crowd eating out of their hands.
Yeah.
eh?
Oh,
I mean,
Man,
it was interactive
crazy.
Show.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes, man.
Anybody meet Zach's mom?
Yes.
I had the pleasure of seeing her.
she's
Seeing
wonderful.
her
I saw her
dad at
before and
the
after.
Nasty Bash and then the mom last night. They're great. I understand it now.
She does not like the name Zacticum.
She was letting me
She
know
made
that.
that abundantly clear. She's
Okay.
like, I hate that name. He's going by Zachary Kubish when he's doing the.
Yeah. But I do. I
Sports updates.
think she came up to me after and was just like, I'm okay with the name Zacticum now.
She said that?
I'm pretty sure.
I had a chat with her, and I was like, "It's a very endearing thing." And I was like, "Robbie the intern has been Robbie the intern for 20 years,
Right.
Yeah.
He's made a career off
He's not a lieutenant.
Not at all.
and it's,
No military service. No.
if things change,
Stolen valor.
if we find a better nickname over time, we could change his nickname." But he started as Acticum, and until something just absolutely better comes
Once he has the
along.
testicum, he needs to crush the testicum, and then after that,
They're calling him Coobs in the afternoon, all the new boys. But
That's fine.
That's not bad.
Because he texted in his name on the Paris Jewelers inbox as Coobs, and I was like, was that you? He goes, yep. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
I don't think I'll be calling him Coobs, but
No.
I mean, maybe eventually
Howard
one day. But he's Acticum. He's you too, Trev.
Yeah.
It's just Lieutenant Eric. I mean,
Yeah.
it's how it's always worked.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no, it was Maddie. If you can't get his mic working, we just let him.
I
go
think we
like
could
that.
just go with 4. I think, and then we'll just rotate.
Go
a
relax,
little bit
Trev.
later.
You were crushing it, though. I will
I
say.
need someone to set up the YouTubes for the rest of the day, the videos, and we only have Lock Shop built.
Okay, I'll get
So
that.
Nice work,
at some
Trev.
point,
I was rookie of the year.
you were a rookie of the year.
Not this year.
Well,
you
we'll
gotta
switch.
kiss.
A couple of you guys later went like Hernan. We'll get him in.
Yeah,
Later,
I
and
know.
we'll get.
Alright,
That's
well,
the mixing things in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing.
Yeah, but
I didn't realize I was in the first wave. You know.
of course, because you guys were the morning show.
Well, it was Maddie and I for the first little while. I'm like, well, if anyone shows up, we'll do a show.
All right, let's go
We're
through
gonna
the
be
night.
those
those shoes,
Let's go
by
through
the way,
winners.
too, really quickly. I
Actually,
mean,
before we do the night,
God.
Air Force Ones.
how did your suit? Like, what did you use from the Amazon?
Yeah, we were talking about.
Just the vest.
just the vest. Okay.
No, Tammy had pressed the tux and everything. I really like the other suit
Did
I wore.
it melt?
I'm not too sure. It might have.
Yeah.
With that being said, nice vest.
Yes, very
I thought
nice.
the vest
Good
went over
touch.
very well. Everybody was extremely well dressed, and it was from how everything looked. It's kind of exactly what I envisioned.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
it was. Yeah, it was like a real award show.
Everybody cleaned up super nice.
Yeah.
Jay and Andrea looked great. Jason Ledoux, Corey B with the gray tux.
Yeah.
He was beaming with pride after winning his award.
Oh, well, yeah. So that was
Tube socks with the gold dinner jacket.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Well, no, but with Corey B, Beautylist induction,
Yeah.
like not an award that was voted on, but
Great choice.
had to happen.
Yeah.
I
He
mean, the
proved
guy
his
got
medal.
the Edmonton Sports Talk logo tattooed on his
Within
leg.
months.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
The bar
Within
was
months,
set.
the bar
Yeah.
wanted it. It wasn't even like it was a year later. It was months. And he's like, "Hey, what do you guys think about the idea of me getting a tattoo on me
Amazing.
of EST?" And I was
Amazing.
like, "What?"
he now, like, you were chatting with him, I don't know if he said this to you, but he told me he's gonna get the SD also added to the tattoo.
Yeah, he said if he won any
Yeah.
award, he was going to get the ASD
Yeah.
tattooed on his body
Yeah.
too.
I like that.
Now, with that being said, going on to the beauty list, automatic. He's got to get that tattooed on now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If somebody gets inducted on beauty list next year, also have to tattoo your SD on
It's a
your
dog tag. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, are we committed?
Sorry.
Are we committed to this thing or not?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So, yeah, no, it was a fun night, but we should bring everybody in the loop on.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to see if I had the list, but I'll go by memory. So we started with moment of the year. Great nominees, but Zacticum getting hired.
That was great.
Beating out Bob Stauffer, joining the Hangout, which I thought was the early favorite when that happened.
Watching on from the top hole.
We probably
was
wouldn't
there.
get a video message from Bob. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to operate his phone.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten anything from Bob. But Zacticum getting hired. It was a decisive vote on that one. He got the victory, and he had a very nice speech. He was very emotional with that, and
it was a great speech.
He came up, and it was, I'm glad him and Trev each were able to get an award last night.
It was nice.
From the heart from both of those guys. I just had this thought in my mind. If Bob had won, we would get a voice recording being like, "Hello, Daryl. I'll tell you what. Yeah, no, they're not ready for camp. Oh, let me talk to them. I got it. Okay. Yep. Gotta go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Bye." That would be the message that he would send us.
Now, how mad is Bob going to be when he finds out that he didn't win an ESTY?
Heartbreak.
Bob's going to be upset. So try not to tell him at practice today that he didn't get the ESTYs.
Reed can handle that right now.
Yeah.
Stan Bowman's talking at 10:30. So Reed can take care of that. Not our problem today.
That was a great moment, though.
Yeah.
Hiring Zach on the air, he legitimately had no idea it was coming.
Beaming.
Yeah, that was awesome. His speech was incredible. Congratulations, Zach.
Exit of the year, it goes to Normology from the Nasty Bash. That's the one. We were at the final table for that one.
Yeah.
At the Nasty Bash, there was 12 of us left. Anyone that was there to see Normology leave. And he left,
attempt to leave,
and he came back, and then he left again, and he came back, and then he left again, and came back, and his shirt came off, and it was. When it comes to the exits of the year, we had some great nominees, but that one was it was a very deserving one for Normology.
Yes.
And he had the fanny pack on yesterday.
He had the fanny pack on. I thought, it made sense that the guy who won exit of the year also had the best entrance onto the stage. He got up with his buddies on one side.
Yep.
Took off his jacket, then went all the way through the main part through another row, high-fiving people, and then came up, which was hilarious. I didn't even talk to Normology after. He must have had to work today.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have a chance to talk with him and Grumpy after. But it was good. Jess over in the chat says, "What did Zach call EST again? An extremely supportive team?"
Yeah.
Remember that at the end? He goes, "EST doesn't stand for Edmonton Sports Talk. It stands for extremely supportive team." I was just like, my God. I love this
not
guy.
a dry eye.
It was too good. That was really fun. Really
Best
fun.
on location of the year went to Tommy and I's condo patio amenities floor when we had the hangout with Jonathan Torrance and Alice Moran. That's where we got the video acceptance speech from Jonathan Torrance.
That was
which
cool.
Really hilarious.
Yeah.
Really funny. He crushed that. He liked a few of my tweets yesterday about the ESTYs when I was just saying trophies are en route and stuff. He was liking those, and he was very
Canadian media icon like him and the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
He would get this. This is right up his alley.
This morning he goes, "Thanks for including me."
Yeah.
We had him there, so thank you, Tommy, for poking him and getting that done. But we did have a lot of great on locations. There was that one. There was Hockey Helps the Homeless. There was us at Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Park MGM for your guys' morning show. Those were the nominees, but we had a lot of other ones. We were all over the place this year, taking EST on the road. And then we went to the States. We were all over the city of Edmonton.
We were at the RV thing the one day.
The RV thing. You've broadcasted from different cities, from CFL cities.
Boston Pizza's all over the place.
Yeah.
Boston Pizza.
You broadcasted Portland.
Yeah. And Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
There was a lot of various ones, and those have almost all went off without a hitch, actually, weirdly enough.
Thank God.
We didn't have to pull one of those off the air for poor quality.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've all
actually
worked.
all worked, which is really nice. But yeah, so it was the Jonathan Torrance Asmer. That's the one surprise I will have out of all this. I thought that episode would sweep multiple awards, and it took one last night.
And
it took
that's
just
fun.
that one award.
Yeah.
But I thought we were going to have a few Jonathan Torrance, Alice Moran, and it was going to be that one. And it didn't go. So then we went from there to, I'm just trying to remember the night. I think we went to the Hangout of the year. I think that one was the next one. Bruce Simpson from Willinghoff coming up to present.
Well done, Bruce. Yes,
and the
fantastic.
Hangout of the year went to.
Hey, everybody,
Hockey
I
Helps
didn't know
the
you were.
Homeless.
Yeah, Hangout of the year. Yeah.
Hockey Helps the Homeless.
Good
where
job,
we
Kev.
had. Was it that? No, that wasn't. That wasn't the award there, or was it?
I think it was.
It was.
Missing
Yeah.
one? In
No.
between?
Exit of the year, Hangout of the year. Bruce Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we had-
And Kevin came up too. So
Kevin came up, but we had Ron Lowe that day. He stuck around for like an hour.
Wait, he's just
or
a
long-
beauty. He's
I
just-
know, but I
amazing.
thought he was
Yeah.
going to be busy or something. But then he sits down. I thought Jay and I, because you went to go play hockey at one point.
Yeah, we had a game.
And I thought like he was going to sit down for like 20 minutes or whatever. And then he just stuck around for the whole show. Like the rest of the show. We had Steve
I love that.
McIntyre, who was fantastic. Gager popped by, and then Charlie Huddy was great. And that was like just not too well. The last year he got inducted to the Oilers Hall of Fame. It was a great setup. We had the one of the rinks right behind us. You guys almost got in a fight that night. Oh no, you guys were on the oil stream.
that team. Yeah,
you guys were on the oil
stream.
stream, so you guys couldn't get involved.
That one team wanted to, and our buddy Merrick was like, he was an MMA fighter, wanted to beat up that one kid who was being a little puke out there. A good memory.
Oh no, I remember standing there after that hangout outside with Patty from the brew house as we were talking about it, and he was not happy with those people because Patty's big in organizing.
Yeah.
it. And the guys were actually outside, like they walked by us.
Was that somebody's son or something like that? Or
You're one of the
Yeah, one of the
organizers.
organizers.
yeah, right.
But they walked by us. And Patty was not happy with them, and then they were all just sitting in the parking lot, and like Patty was just staring them down. He was fuming with those guys.
Yeah, Patty was not
But that
happy.
was a fun. And then but you guys had the morning show with Theo Peckham,
Yeah, Teddy Two Scoops.
Teddy T.
and then the oil stream was there. You also
we
did the
did
lock
that
shop,
after.
but I don't know if you guys. I don't think anyone. No, you guys had somebody. Strutty jumped on, didn't he?
Yeah, Strutty came on for a little bit.
On the morning show?
No, on the-
remember we
on oil
kinda-
stream. Yeah,
we were
Strutty
kinda
was on oil
plucking
stream,
guys
yeah.
that were
Yeah, Strutty was on oil stream that day.
there.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, with Gator.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was
Teddy
good.
Two Scoops.
Teddy Two Scoops.
That was fun.
He was good. He really opened up that.
Well, yeah.
because he was on with you guys, and he opened up about like
It was phenomenal.
his struggles
Yeah.
after or
Yeah.
during his playing days. After he talked about his upbringing and stuff like that, and that was a great episode. Actually, that was a great show because not a lot of people know some of the backgrounds.
Yeah,
on
you
some
don't
of
get
these
that,
guys. They just assume that they had the gravy train all the way up, but like Theo, he did not have an easy road to the NHL, and he was candid about it because a lot of guys
That was my
stopped.
favorite interview we did all
Yeah.
year on our show.
Yeah.
Like that was
And
phenomenal.
then mixing in with the
there's
ice
an
cream
SD
stand
category
was
for
just-
next year.
Interview
Like it was
of the
all
Interview
something.
of the year.
Yeah, 100%. I was just thinking that same thing because
Melted together.
that interview with Teddy would have been interview of the year. Like
Yeah.
it was phenomenal.
Oh, there's a new category for 2025.
Put it on the list.
Interview of
Yeah.
the year.
Interview of the year.
Easily.
All right.
That's a strong one. Rookie of the year, before we get to the winning of the Rookie of the Year, Marshall, Elizabeth,
Yeah.
nailed it.
Standing O, you didn't even
Crushed
see.
it.
You guys didn't see. They got a standing O.
Did they?
They did, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You guys were front and center
Yeah.
while you guys were all like smiling and very happy.
Yeah, I didn't
which
even
was
see that.
Adorable. They got a standing O.
Oh my God, love it. They, it's funny. They both went up their own stairs and then came across and met in the middle. I didn't know
good.
they were going to do that. I was trying. Glue Guy and I were both talking to Marshall. We're like, hey, when you get up there, go like this, get the crowd fired up. He's like, I couldn't. So that, but it was so cute when they got. Finally, he goes, pulls the card out. He goes, and he waited. He nailed it. Like he
Yeah.
waited till the applause went down. Then he looked back at you. You gave him the thumbs up, and he turns and he's such a little voice. He's just like, and the nominees for Rookie of the Year are. And Elizabeth got pretty shy up there. After she comes out to me, she goes, "Daddy, I couldn't get the envelope open." I said, "You did well.
Oh, yeah.
You got it open. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was all good." So,
was great.
yeah, no, and congratulations, of course, to
Then YouTube,
YouTube Trev,
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
big win.
Was it a blowout? Was it close?
Condolences to HR Daddy.
Yeah.
It's actually I'm gonna double check that, see if I can open it up here. I think he dominated.
Wow.
He with all due respect to Zach to come on that one. But
Yeah.
there
he is
was
Fair point.
I'm just trying to see, like when it came to the nasties, it was Trev. I'm just pulling up the
If YouTube Trev didn't win Rookie of the Year, pretty bad look for YouTube Trev, because you were like 4 months ahead of Zach to come. You by far. I mean,
first
you had the full
hire
year.
after, like-
he had the full year.
yeah.
It's, you dominated the
Delivered, though, buddy.
You
Delivered.
dominated the first round of voting. I got to see if I could pull up the other one with the finalists that will not be named.
You mean the panelists?
The
committee.
panelists.
Yeah, the committee.
Where is
the
it?
last thing you need is for those people to be outed.
Well, threatened.
Right? Yeah,
Well, I
that's,
could out them still.
that's
Is this the PWHA?
you don't want to
PW.
you don't want to have that
I
happen.
just had it here, but like I feel like it was.
It doesn't matter.
It was pretty. Well, I want to open it for later,
Can I read
just so I have it.
Twitter
Feel free.
Mary's text message to the Paris Jewelers inbox? Well, Matt,
Yeah,
you
of course.
found that?
Yeah.
May I? I got so overserved by accident. I was ordering margaritas and I thought I ordered tall, but they gave me double instead. Lost my bank card. I'm finding my clothes everywhere. Reminds me of my youth. That was a really well-produced show and a lot of fun. Thanks for getting us all together. Twitter Mary / Granny Mary.
And Grandpa Dave.
Grandpa Dave.
Grandpa
They
Dave.
looked very
Grandpa-
nice.
Grandpa
by the
Dave.
way.
From what a duo.
They looked terrific as well.
Yeah.
They looked really nice. Really nice.
Go Twitter Mary.
Yeah, well, that was
card.
that was
Yeah.
a fun after party.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, that was a really good Tuesday for Hudson's.
Yeah.
I love being
Yes.
a barfly there, though, going out for a quiet drink on a night and just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
That had a tough day at school.
yeah,
That
you know, it's like,
backfired.
Have a
right?
drink.
Backfired for that guy.
And all of a sudden they're like, "What is going
It's like
on
going
here?"
to the Duck for those RTA part, and
yeah.
it'd be just those barflies. And
Well,
they're
the Duck
sitting
was
there
usually on a weekday
wanting
too.
to have a night.
But yeah, so congratulations to YouTube, Trev. What was the next award?
Guest, our most committed AM Nasty,
Okay,
presented by Reed and Jay.
and Reed started. Well, they had the wrong card out.
The wrong card. Did you give them the wrong card?
They had no, because they were presenting both.
Oh, so they had two,
they
so-
had both.
Ah.
And they mixed up which one they're in. And it's Atif was nominated for both, so
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
perfect.
makes sense.
And then I can't remember who the second one was. But
Norman at Combine.
But yeah, but it was Combine Crew for the other one, so I didn't notice right away. And then they said Surveyor Brad. I'm like, hold on, that's the other one. And I clicked and like it's not there. And then I first thought like I gave them the wrong card completely. I screwed this up. And
what's
then I was
an
just
award
walking
show
on,
without
like,
a
hey,
little-
we got to mix up.
Yeah.
I realized no, I gave them both the same card.
Yeah.
They just mixed it up. So but Atif, the big winner.
Atif.
And thank you. We talked about it a little earlier. Thank you to everyone who got Atif on the
Fergie
stage.
lifted.
Who,
I think there was about 6 of us. Got him up there. It was, it's not that heavy when you have many hands. And that worked out really well. It was good to get Atif up on the stage. And what was really funny is that his speech was kind of short. He didn't like start riffing. He sort of, I think he was overwhelmed.
He's very emotional.
He was very
Probably.
emotional. It was, he did drop one of those.
Yeah.
We gave him the mic at Hudson's later too.
And he was very good.
He
with
was
that.
great on the mic there
yeah,
at Hudson's too. Yeah, no, it was that was pretty fun too. It was one of the highlights, I think, getting Atif up on stage there.
There we go. I got everything up now.
All right, you good now?
Voting wise, yeah. I got I could see double check all the votes and Rookie of the Year. It was pretty convincing for
Runaway?
YouTube, Trev.
Runaway.
And then Zach. HR Daddy got 4 fourth place votes.
Wow. Nice work.
You didn't. You
He'll
able
take it. He'll
to?
take it.
You're able to convince them on that one. After most committed, we would have had
Yeah, guest of the year.
Guest of the Year, which thank you to Luke Gazdick.
Good video.
For throwing in the
Very
video.
good. Yeah.
Are you guys surprised he was the winner?
Well, he texted in yesterday morning.
Did he?
To the Paris Jewelers inbox. He's
Really?
only texted once. He's like, hey, are the awards like, and I was like,
Oh, I didn't even
what's going
see
on
that.
here?
I didn't see that.
Well, I mean, he wasn't in there yet.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
It was just a random number. I was like, what the hell is he doing texting? So then I started connecting dots in my mind.
Oh, wow.
When it was
So you
announced.
knew.
I
Okay.
kinda,
When it was announced.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Because he messaged me in the morning. He's like, because he was going to send me something. He was very excited about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll send you something today. And then yesterday morning, I got an email from him like, it didn't send. Like, can I just call in? And then the video sent through, and I was like, we're not live on the air. Like, so it's all good. We're through. And he had a great speech.
Yeah.
It was funny. Talked about how he doesn't win a lot of awards.
That was good.
No.
Yeah, his speech was good. Who are the other?
Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah.
Craig Button.
Yeah.
And Will Fraser, who ultimately only made one appearance on the show. It was the first ever show. He was there for an hour, though, and he crushed it.
Yeah, but was that overall? Could it be a guest from any show, or was it
The
just?
Hangout was excluded from that award.
Okay.
That was very clear on that one.
should have
The
Dallas
Hangout
Aikens
guest
on there
was
too.
gone.
I would have thought he would have
He
made the
got
short list.
some good
Is that-
votes.
yeah.
He was in the original.
I'm
okay.
very
Yeah.
thankful he didn't. I do not have time for Dallas Aikens. I'm not getting into that.
Look at this.
Saucy.
I'm just not a fan of him.
Rivalry of the year.
He knows
goodness.
how to tell people what they want to hear to turn them, and now Edmonton is starting to like him more. But he doesn't deserve it.
Wow.
He doesn't deserve it.
How about this?
I'm saying every
great.
time
This is going to be rants of the year for next year.
Yeah.
Every time he comes up, I say the exact same thing. This isn't new. Anyone who's
I didn't know you had a grudge against Dallas.
Yeah,
Let's
I have
think
a
of this,
grudge
though.
against
Not gonna
someone
lie.
who says in his last press conferences after being let go as Oiler coach, I love Edmonton. I'm going to make Edmonton my home. I'm not going to leave this city until I get my next job. And then 2 weeks later, he's in Vancouver without another job.
Yeah, that is very.
That's who Dallas
I have a
Aikens
story
is.
that's not fit for air about that.
Yeah.
Dallas,
involving my brother.
I believe, finished 5th or 6th.
Okay.
So he was just shy of making it to the next.
I would have been good with Gaz or Button.
Yeah,
Like Button's going to win one of these one year,
Yeah.
100%.
Craig should be up here. Though.
Yeah.
he should make the.
That would be good, actually.
Yeah.
He's very busy.
If
but
Suits can do it,
Yeah,
so can.
let's get both
Craig.
of those guys
Yeah,
up here.
exactly. I have a
Yeah.
guest room he can stay at.
Yeah, no, that was good. Controversy of the year.
Rip off at Remax. Can I
Landslide, had to
really
be.
quickly
It was
as we
not
get
a
into
landslide.
controversy-
Total landslide.
May I?
Yes.
I just want to apologize to Joaquin about the burger yesterday. I was listening. I went
Did
to
you
my-
hear about this?
Yeah.
He's on a hunger strike. eh?
Unlike Joaquin, I'm gonna own this one.
Whoa.
Unlike
Whoa.
Turkey Gate, I'm sorry I ate that last burger. That was my lunch.
Oh, that was. Okay.
I did have one in the morning when I got here, and I wish I hadn't. I did go around the room. I didn't have a chance to ask Joaquin if he wanted that burger. Joaquin, I apologize, and I'm owning it, unlike you during Jerky Gate.
Fergie also came and got it, did he not? I mean, you could kind of.
Did Fergie?
I think
Oh, I
he
didn't
came
know
by.
that.
Did he?
Fergie's prostate have one?
I think so.
He was here.
How many did they bring in? 10?
I don't know.
It was.
They
the
must have
box
brought in
was
10.
full.
I thought
a
it was
big
8,
box.
but it must
There
have
was
been
enough.
10.
Yeah.
So that might add up.
So I
But
was
still.
listening at my brother's place, and I'm like, oh my God. He's like, what? I'm like, I had that burger. And then
Yeah.
you said it, and I was like,
When somebody's like, Tommy had 2, I was like, what?
I did. And
Yeah.
I'll own it. So
Delicious.
I'm sorry, Gager. It was a great burger.
Very good. Missed out, Gage.
Well done, Andrew.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, so controversy of the year 1 was the Remax race. You guys call it
Remax
rip-off.
race.
Call it.
You rip
call
off
it
a
by its
Remax.
name.
Call it by its real
It's
name.
obviously, now it's a rip-off of Remax forever.
Always.
No, not until I win next
won
year.
because it was a controversy.
Once
It's
I
the
win
rip-off.
it, once I win
It's
it
the
next
rip-off
year,
of
once I
Remax.
win it the next year, it's gonna go away. That's gonna be gone.
Did you notice in the presentation, which was executive produced by Matthew Wannick, that was in 2 slides?
Well, thank you. There was the same slide, I believe, but I just had them on twice.
Did you notice that rip-off was in brackets?
Oh,
I added it. I
Yeah.
added it.
I didn't think it would be in there at all.
Yeah.
But
So I can say
the
this.
ESTYs are just.
I will say this: the beef jerky gate and the Dustin Nielsen Glenn Suter gate best friend debate both got a combined 66 total votes
Wow.
from the Nasties. The Remax rip-off race, whatever you want to
There
call
it
it,
is, rip-off.
got
Thank you very
64 by the Nasties.
Wow.
It's tight.
But it was third.
It was tight.
The if you go
Almost
by
first.
first 2 votes, Dusty and Suter best friend gate actually had more by 7 than Race at Remax. So you are lucky that committee
torn here.
went the other way, because by the Nasties, it was more on you.
You're trying to change it.
I'm not trying to change it.
This is
it won the
just-
controversy.
It won the
But
controversy.
I'm just letting you know, it wasn't a runaway. You yesterday on the morning show, you're like, this is
win
a
is a
runaway.
win.
This is a favorite. It wasn't.
Great pun.
It wasn't.
Great pun.
So
Runaway.
I'm just
like the
pointing it out
race
there.
itself. It wasn't a runaway.
It absolutely
It was
was
a
a runner.
rip-off.
We all saw it there.
was a
And of
rip-off.
course,
I
you guys
love
are booing me as I come across the finish line.
Why wouldn't we?
Because you guys all want to cheer against. And when I win it again next year, it's going to be great.
Hey, we
it's
gave
gonna
you
be
your
wonderful.
flowers. Don't worry. You got your
gonna go win
flowers.
it.
Maddie's back.
Yeah,
It was
there
great
he
though.
is.
I gave so Bunting was presenting that award, and so what happened was he presented it, he announced the winner. Then I played the clip of the race.
Thank God.
And then I had my acceptance speech via video. But I told Damon I didn't want to tell him who was going to win, so I was like, "Okay, there's going to be a video acceptance for this award. When you announce the winner, it's not going to make sense why there's a video acceptance for this award, but just let it happen." Because like if he calls that and I don't come out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why would there if there's a video acceptance, why wouldn't I be doing it? Type. So I gave him the heads up. But again, thanks for Lucas for giving me that idea.
Great
using
idea.
that Ray Patterson.
Well done.
And if you've never seen that, search up Ray Patterson.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That was it. So there's controversy of the year.
Fergie, following up on controversy of the year, says, I called dibs on Gage's burger yesterday. Fergie's prostate.
So he did.
So there we go.
But
Well,
Tommy also had to.
I did have to.
But were they supposed to be
Trying to say
divvied out
you
like
did.
that? I
Well,
guess, yeah, they should.
It would have been nice for everybody to have one, including
Yeah.
Gager,
And
who
I
came
felt-
in. He was hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to settle for one of the donuts from Italian Center Shop that was not settling.
That's
Obviously,
not
it's a
settling
delicious
at all.
I had
donut.
one this morning.
But is there still some there?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're good. Clutch.
After controversy of the year, I believe we got to the song
This was the performance.
by Clawson.
And Zach.
Zach, who were just fantastic. When Clawson,
All gas, no brakes.
That was great. Crowd was
The whole crowd was
Yeah.
like chanting too.
Yeah.
They had him.
I would like to say this. I'm going to text him a little bit later on. He might be busy doing weather stuff, but shout out to Klaus for like taking Zach to come under his wing
Totally.
and helping Zach to come live a dream last night.
Totally.
Like, I know after he's like, I cannot believe I rapped on stage in front of a crowd. I was just like, yeah, and you did a really good job.
Yeah, Josh Clawson, TV weatherman. Like
he gets yes, exactly.
a hell of a thing
20-year-old or
Yeah,
however
yeah.
21-year-old Zacticum is up there rapping with Josh Clawson on a theater in front of 200 people.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And I love how right before they got going with the performance, he pulls out his big chain and puts it on. He's hilarious.
I just also have to give out a shout out to Clawson. Great presentation later in the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great performance there. But also a guy who took the day off to make sure he could come to the ESTYs.
Amazing.
Months ago, he took the day off to make sure he was going to be at the ESTYs. He is a true AM nasty.
Yeah.
Like, he listens.
You had a great line that shall not be repeated when you were talking about Clawson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point we'll have to discuss it.
I know.
He's a goat. Well, I don't know if you heard me on stage at one point. You said you work for Bell still.
Yeah.
I yelled, so does Josh.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
that's
right
true.
there.
Yeah.
But no, it was just like the A-list celebrity of Edmonton was there. And that was
Yeah.
great. And I do remember telling him about this while we were golfing last summer in the lead up. And I knew that was kind of like, he says he was unsure about what would happen, but I knew it was going to work because I also know Clawson was a big streamer of us at his house. Like, he didn't throw on 1260.
Yeah.
He listened through the streaming. I was like, there's a lot of people like that, and we're going to do it. So I'm glad, though, Clawson joined us by listening to us at EST, but then also was there for us last night in so many different ways. After
good.
that, we got the text of the year. Thank you to Matt and Chow Louie, who from Paris Jewelers, who brought gifts.
Amazing.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
So it was great. Hopefully VR Montenegro gets it to Rip City.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
Him and Ginger
No,
were
Matt's
we're gonna look at
Matt's
it.
in the
Yeah.
chat right now. He said they picked out something nice and put it in there. So
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, he was telling me that he was going to go do that. So he's like, how many championship things should I bring? I was like, well, there's 23 awards we're giving out, but we have 2 text ones, so you could kind of just limit to those 2.
Yeah.
So that was great for them. Thanks for coming up, and good job, Rip City.
congratulations,
yeah.
Rip City.
He's
well deserved.
He is great in that. He's great in both, actually, though, text line and in the nasty chat.
And he had VR read that speech, and it was you could tell it was a Rip City step written speech. Like it was perfect. Yeah, congratulations, man.
We mentioned it, the beauty list induction. Zach,
There he is.
Well done.
Rapticum.
We'll bring you on
Wrap
in
to
a little
come.
bit. Once we run through this, we'll let some of these boys move out, and we'll bring you and Hernan in and stuff. Beauty list. This was something that, as we're planning the ESTYs, I knew right away we're bringing back the beauty list, and this is our lifetime achievement award.
Yes.
I love this. This
And
was so
I'm
good.
not going to guarantee that it'll be handed out every year.
Wow.
I won't guarantee that. I think it's got to be
respect
earned
that.
over the course.
It's got to be something of significance.
Yeah.
But like once he got a tattoo and I was planning out the awards, I was just thinking like, how do you not give that something? How do you not give that something?
Yeah.
And I don't know the last time you guys actually did the beauty list induction.
2020.
Did you guys do it in
We looked
2020?
at the.
Well, yeah, I was looking at the one website. 2020. I think we did a class in 2021, but I didn't put it up on the website.
Okay.
Are they still like some of the beauty listers with us here at EST? They must be right?
alive.
No.
Well, it was like other. It was like Gager was one.
Gager's a beauty lister.
Gager, but it was like
Noodles,
Strutters.
Strutty.
Corbeil, but he doesn't really join us.
I think
anymore, but-
Menopause Nick got put on the beauty list at one point.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes
you guys
sense.
blew off his wedding.
Yeah.
Even though you're both his godfather for his child.
What happened there? Something
I don't know.
It was for a good reason. For a good reason.
I remember
were out of
seeing
town.
the invite on
something
that
like
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
So I
At
just
the old station. Yeah.
Who's Nick? And you guys like, Menopause Nick. I'm like, oh, hey, Dusty.
Who else? though? Yeah, you got it as a listener.
But
though,
you
to
guys
make
also
it
have
on
players.
Yeah,
Like, were you
absolutely.
guys-
There's a bunch of
Like,
players,
you
different
know,
athletes and
Okay.
stuff.
It wasn't just listeners.
Tom McCullough
Yeah.
was
Gotcha.
It was all over the place, but here was a perfect way to transition into listeners.
Yeah.
And it's like
Great.
these.
It's a
these
Lifetime
awards-
Achievement Award. Yeah.
Yes, we
100%.
have Lifetime Achievement Awards, and it's one where like, okay, well, for us, it'll be called the Beauty List. That is perfect.
love it. I love it.
And we'll see over the course of the next year. Is there a way to induct someone else for 2025? Because we got to start thinking about 2025 nominations. We're
do a better job tracking
We are
it, yeah.
in 2025 nomination.
I
period.
tell you
We're
what,
into the next year.
I'm coming hard after that gutsiest performance today. It starts today. Like I'm running
If the
it back.
mic was working, Trev would have had.
I
you
feel
beat
like
right now.
absolute ass. Like I'm just saying, put me on the ballot right now. That award's mine again, back to back.
This boy had a night. I was sitting with
I
him.
didn't even see you after
I don't
9
remember
o'clock.
anything. Well, Danny and Jess had to take me home. I woke up in my bed.
You weren't.
at 3 in the morning.
You weren't even around when we won. What was the award we
He was
won?
in the bathroom.
bathroom.
But,
When we won Show of the
I
Year.
walked in on
No,
somebody in the
episode-
bathroom.
it was
Somebody in the
episode of the
bathroom.
year.
I walked in
First.
on somebody in the bathroom.
Yeah, episode
Felt
of the
terrible.
year. Yeah.
There's a few people at Hudson's. Like, first of all, him and I were having a howl.
It was nice sitting
Watching
by
it.
you.
It was great sitting with him, but he was giggling at Awanik the whole time. Every time Awanik would peek
I
out,
couldn't help
from
it.
the
It was
curtain,
so
he
good.
was-
Tammy
so
sent me a
good.
great picture of him popping out behind us. Time.
But then his cane almost took my eye out like 10 times.
I was
he's
waving that
he's
around.
like
I was-
spinning it. He's tapping
was
it on the
dumb.
seat. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to kill me, Rick. That was ultimate.
No, my wife. She wanted my wife. Props to her and Jess for
Yes.
rescuing
They
me.
looked great. It was awesome.
But I kept saying like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to Hudson. Like and then so like, well, whatever. So
the
they were
better.
driving out. They caught me and Guy flaming in the back. I was hugging the guy. I was like kissing him all over. And she's like, okay, it's time to go. And I didn't know who they were. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, hey, Jess, how you doing? Like, I didn't even see Danny in there. Eh? And like, so they rescued me. Sorry, Guy, for taking up like however much time I
Did you
took.
kiss him on the lips?
Well, no, but I was just like, it's
okay.
Guy. I never see him too much. And he won the award too.
yeah, he won an award too. Yeah, it was good.
Congrats,
Congrats.
yeah,
But yeah, so they rescued me, and 1 minute I'm on the stage, the next minute I'm in bed, eating 5 Tums, and I'm terrible. Like, not good.
We had the live music performance of the year. Kevin came up. I had to throw in the Dunya and the Cavis Reed comments in there. Not gonna lie, so
Oh.
glad we got that done. Playoffs of the Dunya this weekend. The Texans got the bye week. It's the Gold Miners and the Pirates playing, by the way. Live music performance of the week. I did feel bad. Dr. J didn't show up till like 8:51 last night. He was busy.
Yeah.
but he did
That's
get the
okay,
trophy at
that's okay.
Hudson's.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
saw that.
good.
So glad that happened.
Got a picture with him at the ESTYs too. Yeah, he got there in time, so we got a
Good.
picture. That was great. That was after Jackson's performance, right?
Nope, it was before.
It was
that
before?
changed. Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
was.
All right.
Did we run a little bit late? Because you.
No,
I thought
will
we
go
wrapped
through
it
that.
perfect.
I will
Okay,
mention that
okay.
after.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, no. Like, I was looking at the clock at one point, and it was like just after 8, and I was looking. I'm like, this might end by 8:30. Like this
Oh.
might go really quick.
Well, Jay Milne had a lot to
Things
say
were
last
going,
night.
but it was like, and then we started quite a bit, and then so like it was one. I was like, okay, I'm not playing anyone off now tonight.
Yeah.
I got time
Yeah.
because I didn't want this to go longer than 2 hours. And then when we finished, I think it was about 8:50 or so or something like that. And then Dusty came up, wanted all of us up there, and we did one more like that. Goodbye.
That was good.
And then by the
Yeah, that
time
worked out well.
by
Yeah.
the time we were done, I think my brother looked at me. He's like, it was like dead on 9 o'clock. It was
Post
a
to
2-hour
post, baby.
show, so which is perfect. I know where I could add, where I could take away a little bit for next year, but we've like it was dead on time. But no, it was at one point I thought we were actually almost going too fast. So it went at a nice pace, I think, in the end
Yeah.
because we got it.
We
in
could have
2
had the
hours.
intermission.
To a degree, we could have.
Next, yeah.
Yeah.
We could have but we got a 2-hour show. I don't think people want to sit much longer than
No.
that.
Yeah,
No, it was perfect.
So that's where it is. I will say this, like it was a pretty convincing win for the A&W song.
It
to win
was,
live
eh?
permissive.
Wow.
Yes, it was. I know because people were going, oh, they thought maybe something else. No, that one was like dominate. Like when it came to the committee, that's where it went. And when it came to, I'm just trying to see here, live music performance, it was right up. It was there. Like that got a good chunk of the majority of the votes.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Okay.
Pretty unique.
We did nail it.
Yeah. In its simplicity.
Obviously, Dr. J was the key, piece of that puzzle.
Yeah, kind of needed tuba.
Yeah. And he nailed it. Played a
block
tuba
and the
like
ding
nobody's
was in
business.
Your faces in that video, you're like puzzled, but like trying to stay on it, like confused. And,
you
like,
think
this
it's
is-
easy, but you do want to.
Yeah.
Trev was shaking that egg.
Yeah.
He was doing
the
a real
egg.
good job with the egg shake.
it was all crushed.
That was pretty good.
Episode of the year. That one came up where the Nielsen show, first ever episode. It was the winner. I had
That's the one when you were not there.
and we had
Yeah.
I was glad I put the actual clip of the first time you guys were speaking on the air.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where like that glitching was happening through that
But
first hour.
remember the sound was weird. You're crawling around. We had like
Yeah, you were
6
in.
cameras set up. It was overloading stuff. No, it's kind of fitting that the first show on EST ended up being the show of the episode of the year.
When it came to voting for who would be the finalist, it dominated.
Did it?
Absolutely dominated.
Really?
And then the committee, it was close. That and
It was.
the Hangout with Morans and Torin, it was close.
Yeah.
But it squeaked out the win.
Wow.
It did. So that was
A
where
memorable
that
day.
one went.
A memorable day.
Then we got to the Jackson performance, the Nasty
Well
Bash
done,
song.
Jackson.
Did anyone know that was happening?
No.
Like that was the song he was performing?
I did.
You did?
I don't know how, but I
yes,
did.
no. Tube Socks was hearing you mention.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Steven.
Because
Hello.
what was happening was Tube Socks was going to come to this, and then he says, "I can't. It's my son's birthday." So he wasn't going to show up.
Oh.
So whatever. And then last week he texts me and goes, "Well, Jackson said he'd want to come to this for his birthday. Happy 23rd birthday."
Happy
Jackson."
Yeah, happy birthday,
Jackson.
buddy.
Well done, sir.
And I was like, awesome. Like, come on down. That's very cool that he wants to celebrate his birthday with us. And he's like, and I was wondering, like, would he perform? Would it be okay if he performed the Nasty Bash song? And I was like, excuse me? Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'll learn it and play it acoustically and go for it. And I was like, yeah, I'm totally good with that. And he absolutely destroyed it. The crowd was singing. Everyone had it.
There
Everyone
was
loved
the
it.
one point where he paused and was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
And everybody, I was blown away. People who are naturally talented musicians do blow my mind. I don't know how you can do it, man.
that guy
I'm
is
so
a
impressed with me so
sharp-dressed
much.
man.
Yes.
Oh, he's sharp looking kid, man. He
Tailored
drips.
Tube Socks dinner or tuxedo jacket. Like,
He did that.
yeah, Tube
tailored
Socks
it?
is like Jackson tailored it for me.
Wow.
Yeah, like Jackson, he's a very creative guy, obviously.
He goes like, I guess, thrifting and stuff and finds his outfits. And through that, he's got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both of Tube Socks boys are like
Yeah.
really gifted artistic.
nailed the song though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much did it justice. It was
Wow.
terrific.
Comes off and I go like, hey, great job. He's like, I screwed up this. I was like, dude,
what?
no. Like,
No, hey.
you absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
So that's probably was the highlight of the night for me,
Yeah.
largely.
That was awesome.
Because it was so good, and it was the third musical performance, and all three musical performances were completely different. We had bagpipes, we had a rap, and we had an acoustic song
Yeah.
from Violent
Yeah.
Guitar. Like it was
Hit 'em
different
all, yeah.
genres
Yeah.
that played, so it was a show for everyone. So I was glad that one happened.
A text came in, and I think this goes with what you just said, a little bit of everything. And I loved hearing this because I heard it from multiple people. This text comes in. Awesome night. My brother and I brought our wives, both of them not knowing anything EST. They both now love the Nasties and EST. Like,
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
That is-
people who
It's
have no
infectious,
idea what's
man.
going on,
It
and
just
that's their
is, like,
taste.
yeah.
what the hell is
What a
Yeah.
first taste.
I know.
we don't. This is our thing. This is what we do.
Before I continue, Raider Jesse, have we decided on the winter nasty event yet? That is so this year we're only going to get 3, but we have 4 majors. January, February, we will look at a curling bonds
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
a night.
that'd be
So
fun.
that's
Pumped for that.
That will be the thing that I will look on in the next couple of weeks. I'll start.
If
dealing
only
with
we
that
had a
one.
nasty who ran a curling club
He's already reached out about it.
and has 6 o'clock or lager on tap.
This is the Hangout edition of the EST Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk, edmontonsportstalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio. For those watching on YouTube, thank you. And for the podcast, I should mention this is Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Go book your tea time today at theranchgolf.com. It's great that Murray and his wife, they were there.
Just
Wonderful speech
looked
from
great.
Murray at the start.
Great
and
speech.
thank you, Murray, for staying past your bedtime. I joked about it after. So he come to Hudson, he's like, it's past my bedtime. And I knew, like, he's a guy that goes to bed early. So
Yeah.
thank you for sticking it out with us yesterday. And hopefully you got that little extra sleep today, Murray. After the Jackson performance, we did have friend of EST of the year, Dave and Mary. They came up. They presented, which was wonderful, and then Guy Flaming and the Pipeline Show, the big winners. It was a close race. The entire way, actually, it was very close for the people that got kicked, like not kicked out, but not as one of the 4 finalists.
Yeah.
And then it was a tight thing. And then I messaged Guy on the weekend. I was like, "Hey, we're doing this ESTYs thing. I saw that you're nominated. Are you coming?" And I was trying to like see like if he was coming or not, because if not, I was like, "Can you send me a video?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know, maybe I'll come and stuff." And then I got him, like he decided to come.
Yeah.
It's perfect, because I was glad he was there to get the win, because it's season 20 he's in now for the Pipeline Show. He's put a
Pipeline
lot of
Show
work
is just
into that show.
legendary, man. It just
Great
is.
speech.
Yeah.
Like, he acknowledged everybody. He went all the way back to Team 1260
Yeah.
as well. So
I talked to him after too. It was good to catch
Yeah.
up with him. And his show is awesome. I listened to it when I drive in here to do some work Monday night. I popped in. The station automatically starts in my truck Flaming was on. He was talking to Chris Millette, the head coach of the Kelowna Rockets, and I was just like, man, like I used to listen to the Pipeline Show before I moved to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like that's how long because I was a huge prospect nerd myself back in the day.
Yeah.
And I used to, it was great. It was good. I'm happy he was
circle
there,
moment
and
type of
congratulations to Guy. That was awesome.
What did you talk to him about?
I can't remember. But apparently it was a very in-depth conversation that I was having with him. Again, I don't see the guy. Like, he's always there, but he's not, and it's good that he got that recognition. Very good.
I will have to get him on the Hangout again soon.
Yeah.
Because it is WHL season starting up.
True, yes.
This weekend?
Whale Kings Friday in Lethbridge.
Yeah, it is this weekend then. Hangout guest of the year. Some really good ones. Jason Strudwick getting the win. Jason Strudwick with his one appearance coming out. But in the end, who was it? Craig McTavish had only one appearance for that nomination period. Struddy had one. Jonathan Torrens had one. And then Will Fraser was just a continual guest. But Struddy won it. And his acceptance speech, it was short, it was sweet, it was perfect. It was Jason Strudwick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So thank you, Struddy, for that one. He was pretty excited about the trophy too. So I'll have to get him and Torrens and Luke Gazdick the trophies.
Get them their trophies, yeah.
Just I want
Ship it
those
out.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll have to ship those.
Gemini, SD, side by side, anytime. Torrens is
Styrofoam
on.
packing,
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have to have the show of the year up all year when you guys do the show.
Yeah, my kids.
Center.
My kids. I gave the ESTYs to my kids.
Nice.
But I'll take it back from them.
I'll have one on the back shop. I gave one to my mom.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, God,
she's
that's
like,
nice.
take it,
Trophies.
take it. I'm like, just take it.
He did. I told him to take them. He gave
won?
it to Marshall.
I think I gave it to
okay.
Marshall.
Yeah, you
Did I
gave it to
not?
Marshall,
I remember
yeah.
that, yeah.
Rant of the year. Some really great rants. Tommy wins it with it was like an 11-minute long SNL monologue. That entire rant.
Yeah.
It was an epic rant.
And it turned the season around, maybe.
Oh,
I mean, you could
100%.
look to that rant. And,
I'll own it.
I didn't even realize that was the one that was winning. I thought it was the one that you had on Oil Stream when you're like, this team
Yeah, that's what
is
I'm thinking
dead.
too.
They're done. Like I thought it was. Remember that day? It was.
Yeah,
was,
yeah, that's what I'm
it was
thinking.
like the next day after
The next
that
day,
post game.
oh, but I
when you came
ripped-
in and you're like, that's it. The season's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
But I ripped them a new a-hole
Yeah,
that night.
that was
'cause
amazing.
It was such a pathetic performance.
Yeah.
And like I said last night in the acceptance, I stand by everything I said that night.
It was a bad night.
They were so bad. They were terrible.
They dropped to last in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
They were
like,
worse than the
They
Sharks.
deserved everything that came. And
That was
people,
the point.
You were
Yeah.
speaking for the Oiler fan base at that moment. I think you were saying the emotions that they were feeling. And again, it was like an 8, 9, 10-minute long monologue to start, and crushed it. I won't lie. I thought Murray's rant on Stuart Skinner was
Murray's
a strong
gonna
one.
get a rant of the year at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You're on the Hangout, man. He'll
He
it's
teed
gonna happen.
off on Weather Network. the
Yes.
app, which was hilarious.
With Clawson here.
A lot of gripes. eh?
That's why he went off on it, because Clawson is here and he wanted Clawson to answer for the Weather Network.
I was like, Josh doesn't have anything to do with Weather Network. Murray's like, why is this, Josh? And Josh's like, I don't use that. I don't know. Oh, God.
Show of the year. This wasn't even close. I will say that. From the nominations to the committee, it wasn't close. The Nielsen show taking it. When I look at, you know what else? Trev should have. I don't know why he didn't walk up.
Yeah. Why did you not? No.
I sent it in the email that like of who could go up for things, and I had you in on that one. I thought you were like too shy to come up or something.
I just thought it was LT and Dustin.
It's your
Oh,
show
buddy,
too.
you're
dude.
on the show too, man.
Yeah.
Read the email.
Where is show? Oh, that was the very first one. So I had 80 voters for the finalists.
Yeah.
62 first place votes went to the Nielsen
Oh
show.
wow.
Rigged.
All 4 of the committee went to the Nielsen show. It was a unanimous decision.
I
It wasn't even close. The Nielsen show of the year in Edmonton Sports Talk.
I was wondering if maybe the Hangout would upset it.
Yeah, well,
because it's the new show. It's,
a
different.
vibe,
Like
yeah, it's-
I thought so, but apparently not.
We had
No.
Thug Rose
Not close.
Nama Eunice on yesterday
Yeah.
for crying
Yeah,
out loud.
right.
Yeah.
And that fell
You've
under
had
the
some
rate.
big gets in.
Yeah.
Well, that's for next year.
Yeah.
That's since maybe the nominations for
Well,
next year.
Eric and I, we got to step up now. There's competition
Well,
at the
well,
we got a
station
few
now.
tricks
So.
up our sleeve, don't we, coming up, eh?
Reed and Jay. Well, Jay called you guys out.
Oh, yeah.
He went at the end of the night, said he's coming. He's coming for it.
PM
Yeah, that's
nasty,
what I.
if you will.
That's when I had to leave and take a piss. I had to pee, boys. I never had to pee that bad.
You ran.
in my entire life, and I'm sitting there. Both of my legs are shaking. Wherever you're storing your bladder, I thought my bladder was
Balls.
going to explode. So I'm sitting there. Jay started his speech. It seemed like it was going to be a long one. So when he called out our show, I looked at my dad. I was like, "This is my window." And my dad's like, "You have to go pee, son." So I ran out. I came back. Jay was still talking.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss. I don't think I missed too much, but I couldn't. That was like the last award of the night. I couldn't wait. I was like, I have to go. Had a couple of beers while we were watching the show, and it just killed me.
Have to.
Absolutely killed me.
Live or original AM Nasty song of the year. Thank you to Ryan and Lucas for coming up.
Amazing speech from the
yeah.
boys.
Communism was brought up in the speech.
Lucas just kept popping it with daggers. Like,
They, by the way, they've been added to the Howler.
They have?
The Bear Howler.
Get
outta here.
This morning. Yeah. They've been added on the Howler because I saw a Saint Historia or whatever.
Oh, St. Estonia. My brother was worried about that because they've been canceling dates. Something's going
Yeah,
on.
no, they've fully canceled.
I never even heard of that.
My,
Guys.
yeah,
No.
it's like 3 Days Grace lead singer.
So yeah, so
did
that's
they
from the
open for
Bear.
Never even
DJ?
heard of those
Did they
guys.
open for DJ Harmon B? Or
Saint
just the
Estonia
open-
released a statement canceling their upcoming tours due to personal matters. The Howler will still happen. Bad Wolves, Royal Tusk, and recently added Whale and the Wolf.
They get
So
rid of
Whale and the
Ryan. They
Wolf.
bring in the video game. The video game's gone. Now Ryan's back. Isn't that funny how that works?
Well, we were gone.
Well, yeah.
I can't believe the Howler's still happening.
30th Halloween Howler, October 25th. I say that because our boys, Will and the Wolf, will be there for that. They also have a
River
show-
Cree or-
River Cree.
Yeah.
When's their other show?
October
19th?
something like that. Yeah. At,
yeah. Is that the Tragically Hip?
yeah.
Yeah.
At I never remember that name of that
It's
place.
Midway.
Midway. Yeah.
They're at Midway for an event.
Midway.
So, but yeah, so they'll be at the Howler, and then I just have the show
That was
here.
like
hilarious.
October 20.
October 19th, GED Fest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, 24.
Jed Fest.
Jed Fest,
Jed.
I'm guessing it would be.
I don't know.
But
Jed
it's
Fest.
well, it's in honor of Gord Edward Downey.
Yes.
So I don't know if you would how you would read
That'd be
that.
a cool presentation.
so-
Okay, that makes sense.
So, and we will have, we actually will have, I think, a couple of pair of tickets to give away over the course of the next few weeks for that show.
Perfect.
Which is going to be nice. But they gave away original Nasty Song of the Year. Great Nasty Songs from the year from, I don't think, when did Jason Lew send his most recent one?
Oh, that
Last week,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
so
guys
that's
played
it last week.
So that's going to have to go into the list.
It's
for
got a good
2025.
hook on that one.
That's
Yeah.
going to have to go into 2025. We'll have to make sure to add that to the list. But he sent some in a little bit later for that. But Dallas and Nelson sent some great songs. Jaunty and Victoria did some great songs.
Jaunty.
The creation of the Nasty Bash song was awesome.
Yeah.
But
When I heard that, I'm like,
it was
what
great.
is
One, it
this?
was great. Jaunty showed up.
Yes.
Like came from Victoria.
Came from Victoria.
And the long coat tux.
Yeah.
Yes.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gloves.
With
When he was walking
Yes.
up, my dad leans over and he goes, "He looks like a musician guy." I was like, "Yes, that's right."
and the fact that he grew up in that area. You know,
That's pretty
That was
Garno.
yeah, and his
Great
dad
touch.
passed away a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and they grew up in the Garno. It was, yeah, that was probably speech of the night right there. Phenomenal.
Whale and the Wolf is recording new stuff. I was talking to Raimai. And then, I don't know, like if Nasties follow them on social media, they Well, Luke was recording the Cavis portion of.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think we're going to get the KV3 pump up song.
I was watching that. I'm like, this is for the ESTYs, but apparently I asked you, and you're like, no, it's different.
Lucas is going to be on the Hangout on Friday.
Excellent.
Just on the
He was great yesterday.
Is he bringing the song with?
no, I was talking.
I mean, if that's not a performance in next year's Estes, I'm out. I'm not even coming. You can play the howler. You can play the Estes.
And the final
can't
award
believe it
presented
now.
yesterday, because we did have the first 5 on the Hangout yesterday. We won't go through those. It was AM Nasty there. A lot of great AM Nasties
Yeah.
out there. I think Eric went back. Like, you may not win an award last night, but everyone, like, we love everyone.
Celebration.
And so that. 4 great finalists: Atif, Norman Combine, Surveyor Brett, Tube Socks. All well, absolutely deserving of that.
Yeah.
Tube Socks, though, is the ultimate winner. So congratulations, Tube Socks is the first AM Nasty of the year. That's happening every year. That's going to end the show every single year.
Steven.
That is
Well done,
the award of
Steven.
the year.
Yeah.
But I'll bring you
Tube
something
Sock-
different
Tube
to the
Sock's
table
done.
too.
Yeah.
They're all a little
100%.
unique. Like that's the best thing about it is
Every look that we have is because of Tube Socks. All of our logos,
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
He is working on wrap. We're gonna wrap that entire wall and that wall,
The northeast walls.
like both of the walls.
Yeah.
And then it can all just be like a content background factory. And it looks sharp. Some of the stuff he sent, it's gonna look so cool.
He's always in the nasty chat. He's always in the Paris Jewelers inbox. He's always tuned in.
and he created his son, who also like without him, the son doesn't come. You know what I mean?
Hammers Macromala intros,
Oh,
like
yeah,
nobody's
man.
business.
Killed it.
Yeah, no, congratulations, Tube Socks. We love
done.
you, buddy.
Steven.
Well done, Steven.
You want to get Zach to come in here?
That's it. People could, whoever
Yeah,
wants
so
to
thank
come
you.
out, come back
Go,
in.
go.
We also could get Nanso in here at some
Yeah.
point too, if you want to bolt.
I'm going to go get ready for lock shop.
I'll bring the board in after.
The Estes were a blast. And thank you very much for having me in today, Maddie.
Yeah, thanks
As
for
I
showing
said,
up.
I thought it was a pop in, pop out thing.
Well, no, but people have to be here to the start.
Yeah, I guess. Well, enjoy the rest of the show. We'll send in
Zach and,
So
and
the
Hernan
boys
will
in.
have to get those in. They're
Let's
the first
go.
two here.
Zach to come hop in there, buddy.
I will say maybe we need to just actually look at the idea fully of a full day off for a stat.
Yeah, I guess
There's
we
only
could.
one other day we haven't broadcast.
Christmas.
Like, no.
Well, we ran the.
EST Classic. Like, oh no, we did broadcast
yeah, we
2
did
hours
from
that
the
day.
station. Yeah,
We did 2
or
hours.
from the course.
Yeah, but so I don't think that will happen this next year. I think we'll try to find a way to broadcast more next year at the golf tournament since we have more people. But I'll have to see how that works.
You live and learn.
We've got
Get in here.
the winner of the moment of the year plus performer. We got Hernan Salas here. Gents, I will start with you, Hernan. New to EST, but what did you make of your first EST? Your first EST event.
It was it was everything, and it was just exceeded my expectations. It was fantastic. Like I was sitting there and I was like in awe for most of the evening. The performances were great. Maddie, you did a phenomenal job keeping the flow going, and the presenters, everybody had their moments, and what a crowd. It was just great. Like so happy. And I know I heard a few comments made to me by certain people, and they're like, "This is what it's about. Like, this is what every company should strive to be, because it's just like, just look at it. It was great. Great job, everybody."
Could you honestly not read that card?
Yeah, you know what, Maddie? Like when I wear my, if you haven't noticed, I wear my glasses every day now. With my contacts, I can't see, man. I can see like far away, but anything close, like it's got to be like out here. So
Maybe
I
you
was
need new
struggling.
contacts.
No. Yeah.
Why?
No,
Well, like I'm assuming
No.
contacts shouldn't be like I can see far, but I'm blind for in front of me.
No, so I went to the eye doctor and they gave me, I have to trials, and they're what do you call them?
Bifocals?
Bifocal contacts, and I got to try those.
Wow.
Yeah, because she says because close up I need a different lens, and it's just I'm getting old, Maddie.
Bifocal contact lens. Never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's better than bifocals. I would not want to wear bifocals,
Yeah.
but
I mean, yeah, I was the Nielsen's.
Banana town.
bunch of people. Oh, the family is here.
Yeah,
they
but
came
it was
in their limo was awesome.
It was great though, Maddie. Thank you for letting me engage, present, and the show of the. I think it was show of the year.
Episode of the year.
That was great. Fun time, man.
So much fun.
The community, man, is so insane. Like, just being a part of it, when I first came here, I knew how many people like loved Dusty and Tommy and Maddie and Lieutenant Eric and everything like that, but it's just grown so much, and I'm now in the inner workings of it. It's like I see how many people just love it. Like Corey B getting a tattoo on his calf. I told my mom about that, and it's like, what do you guys got going on there? And she's not a heavy listener, and she was at the event and she loved it. And I was talking to her, she was like, it was like a mini Oscars. I'm like, that's exactly what it was meant to be. So you did a fantastic job behind the scenes and getting it going and lining everyone up for an amazing show.
Your mom was fabulous. By the way.
That was great meeting her. Met your dad at the Nasty Bash, but it was great to
Oh, the glue guy.
Oh,
thank
guy
you, sir.
clutches always.
Appreciate it.
Double. Thank you. I'll take whatever.
Before, what was that? Oh, grab it. Somebody else.
Oh,
Thank you. That's yours.
That's okay. It survived. Thank you, Jay.
Where was I gonna go?
Talking about Zacticum's mom.
Yeah, no, I forgot what I was gonna say with that. Yeah, I did. This is Road Warriors, brought to you by Aki Steel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing heavy haul trailers, providing oil and gas equipment, highway transportation, trusted by leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AkiSteel.ca. Usually we'll look at Road Warriors and what's going on around sports, but today it is about the ESTYs. So I guess we're gonna look at the winner of the moment of the year. Did you think you were gonna win moment of the year? Were you expecting to win? Well, overall, were you expecting to win an award yesterday? You had a speech going, but did you think you were actually going to be going up there and presenting?
I mean, I was hoping to win one award, and every nasty that I ran into, I thought, like, they'd always say, man, that you getting hired was amazing. Like, Jess Jackson from The Bear even came up to me, and she was like, I love that moment. And I was like, that's awesome. That's great. I loved it too. I was, I was in it, but I had an inkling that I might win, but there was a lot of great moments. I don't remember fully who, I guess, the other nominees
went up
were.
Against Corey getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
The oil stream when we had a bunch of people just roll through. You went against Bob Stauffer. Joining the Hangout, which was a moment we all lost it. You went up against them. And when it came to the voting, you dominated the voting. I will say that.
Dominated.
It wasn't. This wasn't one where I had to really look at the numbers. It was straight up like, nope, Zach was the winner. Moment of the year.
And I was probably dressed more sharply than Bob. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, he has great
all
suits.
black. Bob
He has great
all black.
suits.
I have like 14 suits, and they're all black, dark blue.
Hey, I mean, better than me.
Wonderful speech.
Yes.
Thank you. That was off the tip of the dome. And it wasn't, you guys were talking about it earlier. It wasn't an extremely supportive team standing for EST. It was,
What was it?
endlessly supporting team.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because you guys always
Very kind.
support me.
That was very kind.
Our little boy
It was.
with his bling.
And I
Thanks,
decided
Dustin
on the presenters for the awards before I knew who the winners were. So it worked well that it was Dusty and Eric that were presenting that award to give it to. I won't lie, that was excellent. How long have you've been working on that with Clawson?
It's been in the works, I mean, the seed was planted when the beef kind of fizzled out, I want to say. It wasn't fully settled, and for those who don't know, me and Josh had a huge rap beef.
Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah, it was like the MGK and Eminem.
Oh,
People
wow.
were worried we're
Yeah.
gonna have a little bit of little shootings at that.
The
Some
street
beef
cred,
showing up.
man.
Yeah, I know. I had to put my vest on, but
Yeah.
just joking. But no, he brought it up to me and he was like, Zach, would you like to do a song of some sort? And I'm like, let's do it. Like I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Anything you want, like let's do it. Let's get this produced, whatever. And then he brought up the idea to present live. And I've never stood up really on stage in front of more than 20 people, like in a classroom or anything. So I'm like, talking radio is a lot different. Of course, you guys are all viewing and listening and on the podcast and stuff, but I can't see you guys. Like I'm just here. It's a conversation, right? It's a hangout. So when I stood up there, I was like so nervous. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do it. And I practiced so many times. Like on the way to the ESTYs, I threw on the beat, just practicing on the way there. I'm like, I gotta get this right. I can't mess this up. And it seemed to go off well. And I was impressed with my own performance, and Josh, he's just a legend, man.
Bro.
Like, he is so good. So just having the opportunity to step on stage with him, it was so much fun. And
You killed it.
pros.
You
Couple
killed
of
it, man.
pros.
That was
Yeah.
one of the highlights of the night. Yeah.
And when you got the crowd going with you,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of performance that can happen. They try to get the crowd going, and the crowd doesn't get involved. And nah, not that crowd. Not that
Nasties
crowd
loved
last
it.
night. You guys,
And Josh
you guys are
is-
fantastic. Wait, I was better than I was expecting. I knew you guys were putting on a show. I heard the beat, but I was like, I don't know what this is gonna. And
awesome.
it was absolutely killer. So
Yeah.
good job and nice chain.
Thank you. Yeah, Dash gave this to me, as well as I had a gold chain with a spinner and a dollar sign. This one's just like, chain link with a microphone at the end. So when I wear this, I shift into my alter ego, Rapticum.
I do got to give it thanks to Dash. He did crowd, and you did it for a little bit, checking tickets at the door. Also, thank you to the people that printed off their tickets coming.
Yes.
I had the list. I didn't expect anyone they were going to print the tickets to come, but thank you to all those people that printed off their tickets and came. So, yeah, that was. But Dash, thank you for checking the door, and he had his little light to try to make sure no contraband was coming in or something like that. And it was actually the people at Metro. They come up to me. It was like 5:45. Doors were for 6:15. And she looks at me and she goes, Shania, I believe it was, and she's like, there's people outside, and I don't know who needs to be here early and who doesn't. And I go stand outside, I go look, and there's like a good 10 people fully suited up on the side of the street. What is that? 109th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we couldn't open the doors yet, but it was also one how many people are now going to be driving by this? Just see all these people suited up and going, what the hell's going on?
My
right now?"
Uber driver did that. He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "It's just a little awards show." He's like, "Wow, everyone's dressed up." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that venue's awesome.
It was perfect.
I hope to return there next year.
Yeah.
I hope that they're all good with it. I will reach out to them with a thanks email and mention that, hey, we'd love to possibly look at doing this again next year. And if they're like, sure, then it's going to be great. We got the marquee was so cool.
Yeah.
Like Dusty went by earlier, I think, to drop off their car, and he texted me. He's like, the marquee's not up. And it's like, so I messaged, and they had got something mixed up, but they did that really quick.
Yeah.
And they got up there and just seen ESTYs presented by Edmonton Sports Talk at the Garneau. That is such a historic, it's got the historic designation. And there we were.
Right on.
Within a year, or just a little over a year, we had an event at the ESTYs.
And the chairs there, I've never sat in seats like that, but for as it is a theater, Metro Cinema, if you sat there and watched a movie, they were gonna have the Truman Show playing there at one point. They had they had the poster up,
Yeah,
and
I think
I'm like,
it's on a little bit of a run there. It's going to run
Really?
a few times. I noticed that they're I don't know, I think they pick a movie or something and they run it a lot.
I saw
that's so much
Caligula
fun.
on there.
what?
Caligula.
I think I saw the poster. I've never
Poster
seen
of
that
it,
movie.
yeah.
Challengers, that movie from Zendaya. They're going to show
right.
that, I think, this week.
That's cool, man.
It is great. It is. I've never been.
I hadn't been there in 30 years.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I could actually work in that place. It was so, Dusty mentioned earlier. No, it's so, working with, it was Owen, and I think it was Brad initially that we were working with the tech stuff, and it was mostly Owen I was working with. And going up to the top where they do the projections and stuff like that, it was so cool.
Yeah.
And it was just and to them is also it is non-corporate. And it's just so cool, but that type of world, working in those worlds is awesome, and they do a great job there, and they're keeping that place running. So great job to everyone at Metro, and keep up the great work that you do. And thank you for hosting us yesterday.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing us to bring our ridiculousness to your venue. And like I said, hopefully we could bring it back there 2025. And Shania asked me beforehand, she's like, you want the bar out for the upper deck? I was like, yeah, let's make sure no one sits up there. Hopefully next year when she asked me that, I go, nope. We need it.
We need it.
We need
Yeah.
it.
Awesome.
We're going to have people coming up there. So
Pre-sales will happen. That's much more in the future, but maybe pre-sales for the ESTYs, a
Oh,
little
this
bit
is
earlier.
funny. Wheels in the nasty chat. Congratulations again, Wheels, on your award. EST movie night at Metro. I will say this. I don't care. At the old place, Dustin and Eric, I was in the meeting, brought it up. What do we think about renting out the Metro to do a movie?
Goonies.
Let's have a movie night with our listeners. And the boss said no.
Nice.
Just outright, which is what's in it for the listeners? What's in it for us? And we're like, a fun night with our listeners, just that it doesn't do anything for us.
Okay.
All right.
And that's where it went. So it's funny you say that, Wheels, because one person told me that from this industry that there's no point in doing that. So
Yeah, I guess there isn't.
There's a great moment yesterday at Hudson's. These two gentlemen came up to me and they're like, "Can you introduce me to Wheels?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Of course I can." I brought him over, and he was just over the moon happy.
he looked great,
He's
too.
a celebrity now, so he was great. And that song you made about Jarius Jackson,
Yeah.
like, and I think John T's the one that did the remix. Like, that's probably my favorite song on EST right now.
It gets stuck in my head all the time. Like anytime it was played, the first time I heard it, the rest of the day I'm just under my breath. I'm for real. For real. It's so
Amazing.
I don't know what else there is to really fully say on the night. The thing will be is, I guess, what could be better for 2025. The brief will have to happen over the course of the next few weeks, both internally and externally. If anyone has any ideas to improve the ESTYs, make it better. Where did we not do things right? Where could we make things a little bit better?
Yeah.
Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I'd love to hear it. Heard from quite a few people with the EST Classic, which was great. I actually still have to sit down and make notes for that. That's going to be one of my tasks for the next few weeks, just so next year I know what I'm doing. But for this one, I want to know, fresh in everyone's mind, if there's anything that we could help to make the ESTYs of 2025 better. I would like to know that, because it was a great night. You guys, everyone seemed to have a great time. But it could always be better. It could always be better.
It could always be
we'll
better,
find
but I
ways to
can't
be
think
better.
of anything that could be better because it went so smoothly. So
Like like honestly, you're sitting there and like it was a real award show, but I'm like, I felt like I was at the Oscars, man.
So I will say this.
Awesome.
I had two music playlists going ready. I had nasty or like the songs, the goal songs and stuff. And then I found an award show playlist. And I didn't know which way to go with, because we are the goal songs.
Right.
But the feel was supposed to be
Classy.
And so early on, I mixed it up a little bit. And then at one point, I decided, I said, screw it. I'm going with mostly the classy stuff for the rest of the
Good
night.
feel.
Did play Whale and the Wolf when they came up. Played Clawson's rap from Jink and Jock when he came up for the presentation. Yeah, it was. I think we all dressed up. I think that's the way we have to go with it.
Yeah.
Although I was glad Jaunty mentioned get a conch, and on the board I had the conch, so I got to fire the conch.
you hit it quick, yeah.
And I also then at the very end when Tube Socks finished off, I got to fire the conch too.
That was good.
That was to wrap up the night.
And another cool thing was Brent, the video guy, like he kind of like go get crowd like shots of us on the first row.
Oh, it was amazing.
So you felt like you're like this is like you're
Yes.
waving at the people at home or something like that. It was just so legit. I loved it.
I like halfway through, I was laughing and I was trying not to get my eyes poked out by Eric's cane.
Eric.
And then when I wasn't doing that,
beans?
I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
Fake
what
churro?
are we doing here? But at the same time, I looked behind me. I looked at everybody, and they were laughing and they were into it. I'm like, who cares? Just own it. Like, just own it. And it was so good, so good.
A few suggestions that are coming in.
Good.
One saying stream it live, although don't stream it unless the place sells out. That is going to be the one. I would. Well, the only issue is stream it live, and I asked the guy there yesterday though. I don't know how to get a proper audio feed of the night.
Yeah.
That's the thing I would have to actually work on a little better too. I don't have like a thing to plug in and go, this is where I could get a proper audio feed of the night. Also, I need to work either on better mics or better mic technique from people, because you have to speak into the microphone really close.
Yeah.
Not everyone fully did that. So that would be the only issue with the streaming. But also, I want to sell it. I want people to come show up because it is a wonderful night. I do like Big Uke saying someone in the aisles selling beer. Duck Dad saying my only suggestion would be not a Tuesday night. And that is a great suggestion. The only thing is, the only way that can happen is depending on a CFL schedule. Mm-hmm. We are not doing this without Dustin Nielsen there.
Right.
Of course.
That is not going to happen. So Friday, Saturdays, right off the bat, they're out most weekends. For some reason, I think it's next week. He actually doesn't have a game for some reason. We didn't know that ahead of time. On the schedule he initially got, he had a game. So there was no weekends to do this on unless we move it to December. But then you're in Christmas time. Also, we're past that 1 year mark. So it doesn't really fully work then. So maybe 1 year there, Dusty won't have that schedule. Maybe he doesn't have that Saturday game. We could do it on a Saturday. But outside of that, it would have to be on a Sunday. But it's the same with the golf tournaments. It's one of those things where we'd love to move it to the weekends. But our boy does the CFL games.
Could do it on a long weekend.
Yeah. That's you definitely
People want to go do things on a long weekend.
That's the thing.
I had that. Like I thought about
Thursday
it.
would be.
I thought about it for the golf classic.
Yeah.
And it's with the golf classic. It was just kind of like, I don't know. But then the Thursdays he might be flying out for the Friday.
I know.
You know, and then that's where we have to map it. Well, actually Thursdays don't work because Eric's at Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for Thursday Night Football.
That's right. Yeah.
So Mondays and Thursdays are out. So it was Tuesday or Wednesday. But then, and like even then, like I don't even want to do it. Like if Dusty has just a game on Saturday here in Edmonton, I don't need him beaten up the day before.
Yeah.
Right? Like and then hung over the next day having
Yeah.
to call a CFL game. So, but it's the same. Like I thought of a long weekend for the EST Classic, but people want to go do things.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets a little finicky.
You plan that ahead so long. Like I remember that initial meeting. You're like, all right, let's plan this out. 17th, boom. That's one of the only days in the whole month that's available for everybody to be there. So
Fergie's prostate
boys.
does say, I like the Tuesday. That way people stay straight. So there is that. There is it. So it doesn't get too crazy as well.
until you stay up at 2 a.m. and you're the one of
I
the
had to
last
get
3
out of
people
there.
at
You
Hudson's.
guys were ripping it up. I'm like, I need to jailbreak out of here.
I stayed there a long time. I was the last person leaving the joint.
Nice.
Metro?
No, at Hudson's at the after party. So
For those that were late and
Great.
stayed late at Metro, they gave a bunch of popcorn away.
Yeah.
They just threw it out there and they were just like, whoever wants, just take it.
was
And it was
great.
the big bags.
big bag, yeah,
The big
yeah.
ones. So a bunch of people crushing those.
Nice.
I want to see if we can maybe grab 2 more people.
Sure.
Well,
So if you two want to,
Yeah.
congratulations
Gager.
again, Zach.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll see if we can just get, because we got like 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nasties.
Let's grab a couple more people.
Yeah,
to
Joaquin's
see,
coming in.
Joaquin and Jay's gonna come in as these boys now coming in. Oh,
Hey-o.
there we go. I will just the official drink of the EST Hangout. It is the Finnish long drink, the Legend of 1952. Apologies to them today. The coffee is kind of our official drink to get through the day, but the official long drink, we'll be crushing those a little bit later. We got a big shipment. They are delicious. Once you have one, you're gonna want more. The amount of people that have come up that have one and going, where do I get it? Is a lot. So go to longdrink.com/Canada. Enter in your postal code. It tells you which liquor stores have purchased it recently. Gents, how was your guys' night?
Good.
Yeah.
Great job, Maddie. I
Thank
know
you.
you've had lots of praise. Two Burger Tommy over here. That's he's did well last night
I
too.
formally
Looking good.
apologize.
Formally apologized. He wanted to squash the potential
Yeah,
for
and I looked at Tommy last night and I just felt bad for Tommy a little bit being replaced on the Tiger Beat cover magazine now with the young guys coming through. The speech of YouTube Trev has put you probably on page 6 now, Tommy. You're and even like for the young ladies that want the bad boy. I mean, now Zach with his rap.
right.
Oh,
You know,
How
like,
can you?
point.
Yeah.
I see Tommy. He's not. You are officially Two Burger Tommy. You're no more longer handsome Tom Gazzola. It's a new moniker, and I hope you're okay. We'll discuss.
I'm
I'll
this
guide you through
close
this.
to rescinding my apology.
I do have to defend Tommy in a little bit because he did ask, can he have a second? And a bunch of us, without thinking, were like, yeah, I think everyone had one. Have it. But we were thinking about who was in the office.
He went out of
So-
his way to ask several times.
He always
So
does.
it's
Yeah.
not Tommy's
I
fault
knew he
completely.
would.
It's the rest of our faults too.
Yeah.
So we must apologize.
Oh, I blame
as well,
everybody.
Gager.
Don't worry about it.
I still
I
blame.
will go pick one up after this for you if you'd like.
I owe him one.
No, you owe me nothing.
Today's like a donair day. You know, when you're hungover and you need a donair. I might go get a donair for lunch.
It does.
As two guys, you were up for an award. Actually, you were up for a few. Well, you both were up for a few with the various things. Actually, I think Bruce Simpson, he had a great comment when he was handing Hangout of the Year. He's like, I like Tommy and Maddie's chances because we're part of all 4 of them. Yes. But now you guys have full shows on this station. You called out Dusty yesterday.
Well, I have to.
I'm just saying, like,
As part of the EST Afternoon Solidarity, we have to.
Oh, is this a thing now?
Yeah.
There's the two groups here.
Yeah.
There's mornings and afternoons.
Factions.
Yeah.
I love
The
it.
factions of EST coming. The group that hangs out in the boardroom and everyone else.
It's called the bullpen.
The
for
bullpen?
starters.
Okay.
For starters.
Because Eric doesn't sit there. I don't sit there. Tommy doesn't sit there. Dusty
casually-
doesn't sit there.
Tommy
but the rest
Tommy
of-
comes in.
Does he? Okay.
It's very
Tommy's trying to work.
quickly.
Tommy's
yeah, come in and out because it's not my spot.
But what are you guys going for? What's the big challenges? Besides show of the year, is there anything else that kind of stands out there? Like, I want that.
Well, I mean, honestly, and Gager, I'm sure you would share the same sentiment. It was neat to be there as kind of, I mean, you've been around here, but you now have your own show. And it's now you get to see kind of the lore coming to fruition and all the nasties there. And it's, I don't know, it's neat. It was neat to be a part of. It was neat to be able to watch that and see it unfold and see like something's happening. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard not to realize that now. And if, I know I had a long-winded speech at the end of the night.
It's perfect because it allowed Dusty to go to the bathroom and come back.
Yeah, that was great. Second time he's, formally let me down as my boss. But, it is a rocket ship and it is going to the moon. And it was just neat to be there and see that. And, like my wife was sitting there watching and just enamored with the show. It was like a real award show. It was kind of, it was neat
great.
and weird all at the same time.
I love the fact that you didn't record it. And I'll tell you my reasoning. It's because it being of my vintage, a lot of times if you didn't record something, that was it, right? All you had to go on was word of mouth and stories of how things went. You won't find out of the, 350, 400 people that were there last night, one of them to say anything poor about that. And absolutely raving. I've been listening this whole morning and hearing all the stories and even last night and people... Like those two little twins.
Yeah.
They were hilarious. Like I gave one of them my card. I thought he was going to cry.
He called it like the ultimate flex, and I was like,
it was pretty. I gave him my business card, which is my hockey card. And, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm watching this, and I don't know what it is that. It's like Dusty at 35,000 feet. Like I had to sink down in my chair because I was getting emotional. Like if I had to go up there and say something, I would have probably fallen apart.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Like, you were very. I thought you were quiet.
Oh yeah,
yesterday.
I didn't want to say anything because it
Wow.
was after seeing Trev, like because and hearing him afterwards was a really cool story. How I rehearsed and I did this,
Right.
But then it flooded out. I mean, during his speech, Trev's speech, I heard ovaries crack. That he was like, it was a big deal for him. That was great, man. And I'm actually glad I didn't get up there because, of course, I would have thanked all you guys and it's the part you always look to be part of a team in some respect, and
Yeah.
individual stuff's great once in a while, but you don't share in accomplishments as much as you do with a team. And even when you look at like real individual sports like tennis. I love tennis, but who do they look to as soon as they win? It's not they're right to the box.
Yeah.
Like all the people that supported them and stuff like that. And to see that with everybody last night, Nielsen family, man, it was great.
And it's funny you say that because as a former professional athlete, you don't miss the skates. You don't miss even the games.
Yeah.
You know what you miss?
Yeah.
So
Dressing room, locker room, and that feeling of accomplishment with 22 other guys.
Yeah, achieving something together as a unit.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. That's what this has become and has, Dustin and you guys have, it was referred to several times last night, and I obviously deservingly so, as the four horsemen of EST, and that's what you guys have built, and it's pretty cool. And you're having two guys that are new to this, or certainly me more than Gager, but realizing that it's not so much, it's just this group is neat and special and doing some pretty cool things. And Maddie, I know I said many praise to you last night, but I mean, that was literally like, a real award show. I mean, I don't know how you did that.
Silly. It's so, like, to see the screen and the fonts. I mean, it was perfect. Everyone ushering in. I mean, I saw Jess and Danny walking, and I'm like, they're all looking like Hollywood actresses from the 60s, you know, and it was just like, oh my God, this is absolutely hilarious. And saved another life with Eric. I mean,
that was amazing.
One thing that needs to be said though is that, and this is to all the nasties that were there and everybody that was in attendance, took it seriously, and dressed the part.
Yeah.
Now next year it's only going to get better, right? And I think that really helped. Was that it was not, nobody showed up in a jeans and a t-shirt. It was a well-dressed event, and it added to the lore.
Yes,
for sure.
And I only saved Eric because I didn't want to be on the morning show for the next 2 weeks. So
you mean Trev? You saved Trev?
No, he's
and
Rick.
Eric.
Rick almost had a tumble.
Trev? I didn't save Trev.
Who said somebody saved Trev? Oh, you were talking. That's what
walking
it was.
up the steps.
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering about that because. Okay, that makes sense.
He went back and he.
Yes.
There was a point where he just gave in. He goes, I guess I'm going. There was no trying to save himself, and right into my arms.
I have to say that Trev in the nasty chat, you might have to go talk to him. Avery's crack or ovaries crack. What does that mean? So you might have to go explain that to him.
Really?
That's what he wrote. Caster 1990. Ken, thanks for coming out. I don't think I saw you in person, but I saw you at the back of the seats though, so I didn't get a chance to talk. But good point, Gager, about not recording. All of Edmonton went to Nirvana concert at Fieldhouse back in the day, but no evidence to support that.
Yeah.
So it's one of those type of things.
That's
so
cool.
It was a great night. It was wonderful. To your point, like everyone dressed up, and it was the different degrees. We had the people in the full tuxes. We had just great suits. We had just people in just good, business cash where everyone fit in, everyone worked, and it was great. And we'll have to go with that again next year. And everyone, the after party was wonderful. A lot of people showed up there. Mm-hmm. And
well, I'm going to say it on air. Screw it. Borley texted me this morning, and he's like, "Yeah, Hudson's White is all." They're all in. I think we showed out last night.
Huge thank you to Connor and the crew at Hudson's White. They're fantastic.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard it earlier today, but I was saying Metro wasn't selling that much alcohol on a Tuesday night. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think they were going to be a little okay with what we did last night.
Yeah.
I don't think Metro's sold that much alcohol on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday combined.
So
it was funny.
It was great.
The Jasmine's beside me, that's another reason why I was getting emotional too, because every time something cool would happen, Jasmine would be, oh my God. And I'm like, come on, Jasmine, quiet. And I also didn't realize Nanzo's he's a grabber.
Nanzo?
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're sitting beside him,
He grabs?
he grabs.
For what?
Just because, he's one of those guys. If you ever talk to him and you're sitting beside him, does he touch you?
Yeah.
He's like that guy. He's a toucher.
A phrase is a big one that hits.
That hits.
But is he grabbing it?
Oh yeah, this arm. He was grabbing the 14-inch python all night. Yeah.
No way. Yeah. I didn't see that. Well,
those hands were a little low, Gager.
Well, wait, that's why I was getting emotional.
Can't help yourself at that point.
But yeah, he's a grabber. It's a good thing we have some distance in between us on the show.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That means he likes you.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there you go. One, just quickly, sorry that we didn't talk any sports today. Oilers training camp has begun. Big news from the hockey world. Bell selling MLSE, or from the sporting world today. Rogers taking over completely, and I think Larry Tannenbaum's supposed to sell in the next couple of years. So Leafs, Raptors, Argos, TFC, all going to be owned by Rogers, along with the Toronto Blue Jays. Wow. So there's a big shift coming in sports in this country. Sorry we couldn't get to any of that. But thank you to everyone for showing up yesterday, for presenting, all of you. It was fantastic. But the biggest thank you to all of our nasties and all of our families and all of our friends for showing up. We don't do this without you guys. We can't do this without you guys. The fact that we had over 200 people at the Metro Cinema on a Tuesday night for something that just as ridiculous as the ESTYs. and dressed up and going to Hudson, like all of that. That's just how great this community is. Round of click for our nasties, 100%. Round of click to the nasties. Thank you to everyone for that. I did fail. I did not get it recorded though, even though Peter says it's good. But that means you just also have to be there next year. To the out of towners, I understand, but for those that are in the city or around, got to be there. 2025 ESTYs, it's going to return, and we'll have to try to make it just that much more better. Just that much
Can
more
I
better.
say something, though, about the seats? Did anybody else I almost said a bad word, almost soil themselves when they first sat in those seats? And they go way back?
Yeah.
They're very comfy, from what I saw.
Mine was great.
I found it incredibly
Nice
awkward,
leaning.
actually.
Yeah. And nice
Mine
to-
leaned way
yeah.
back. I was literally, my head was in Norman Combine's lap. I'm not kidding. Every time I sat down, he'd say, sorry, Combine crew. Yeah, those seats.
And now it's we got to start keep track. Nominations 2025. We got to keep track of it all for this year because next year we want to make sure it's even better when it comes to that.
Well, now there'll be a listener component too.
Yeah.
That they can chime in and say, hey, you better clip that.
But we tried doing that this year, but we just weren't good enough on our end of doing some of that stuff. So we got to just be better, and I will make sure everyone has the access here for it because there's a couple things already in 2025, and I guess I didn't think the ESTYs should qualify for an event of the year. But some people said the ESTY, then well, Dusty just there going to Hassel. So
Well, Dusty
it's
said
one of
it.
those things. I
Dusty
just
said
feel
it.
like because you're giving away awards, and I feel like this is at the event. So.
Well, and it would be the most EST thing, like you said, for the ESTY to win an ESTY.
I think it's okay to be nominated in your inaugural year, though. Like
That's
it
what
should
he's
be
saying.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys say so, then it'll go on the list. That an event of the year, the ESTYs, will go in there. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the Hangover edition of the Hangout. Thanks to YTT for attempting to gut it out. Good thing the microphone wasn't working for him, I think. Dusty, thanks for showing up. Eric, Tommy, Hernan, Zach to come, Gager, Milne. Thank you very much, Tommy. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. Lock Shop coming up next. We then got today's Wednesday, so that means the oil stream. We got EST afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins show. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Thank you once again to everyone also that came out to the ESTYs. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanek, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.